Hello, everyone. Welcome to All the Witches. This is an original fantasy TTRPG system with deck-building mechanics exploring the diversity of witches. I am Stella Luna. Welcome on in, everybody. We want to announce that All the Witches already funded in less than 3 hours. Congratulations, everyone on the team. Amazing work. So fantastic. I am so excited to see how well we do with the rest of the month. That was just day one, everybody. Woo! If you want more information about the Kickstarter, please use ATW in the chat and it will pull up the relevant links. Please follow All the Witches on Twitter for brand new updates. All right. We are just going to go ahead and jump right into it. What I would like to do is introduce everyone here at the table with who you are, where we can find you, and tell us a little something fun about the character you're playing. And we'll start off with Drac.
How did I know you're going to start with me? Hi, I'm Drac, or Draconics. You can find me on Twitter at Draconics. That's DRAKONIQUES. I'm playing Bruce, who's a Celesti, and he and I both use he, they pronouns. A fun fact about Bruce is all he does is eat hot chip and lie. A fun fact. I would say a fun fact is he always dresses like a vacation dad. No matter what, that's my excuse for my current outfit. He always dresses like a vacation dad. And I think he rocks it.
Awesome. Thank you so much. We're going to hop over to Sam.
Hello, I am Sam. I'm a streamer and also somebody who works somewhere else now, but you can find me on Twitter at justsam, JUSTSEUM, or over here on Twitch, Sam, SEUM. I am playing the lovely Vold, and we both use she, her pronouns. And a little fun fact about her is she's perpetually sleepy. She's just a sleepy bean, just like me. So it works out great. Now I can in-character yawn when I'm out-character yawning, and nobody can call me on it.
That is so smart and so cute. What the heck? Thank you so much. We're going to hop over to Austin.
What's up? It's me, Austin. My pronouns are he, they, she. You can find me over on Twitter, TikTok, and Hive as SailorSkid Austin. It's at Sailor SEC Austin. I helped make All the Witches. That's the thing. I was on the team for All the Witches coming to you live here. It's Saturday night. I'll be playing Ivy. It is Saturday. It's not. It's Friday.
It's Saturday for me, if that makes you feel any better. It's Saturday for me, if that makes you feel better.
It's Saturday. It's Saturday for Drac, and that's all that really matters, everybody. I'll be playing Ivy. Ivy's pronouns are she, they, and a fun fact about Ivy is she does not wear shoes. Do not ask her, the answer is no.
No.
Okay.
Okay, sure.
Okay. Thank you very much. And last but certainly not least, Noir.
Howdy. Hi, everybody. I'm Noir. I go by he, they. Today I'll be playing Evan, who also goes by he, they. You can find me all over the internet as the Noir Enigma. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. I've got a merch shop. Please help. I'm poor. Fun fact about Evan. Evan loves to LARP and is a classic goth, but will instantly lose respect for you if you recommend a Tim Burton project. He hates Tim Burton.
I love that so much, and we will
Respect,
expand
honestly.
more on that as we jump in. Everyone feeling good? Ready to play All the Witches?
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Okay. Very good. We will start off with music.
I was like, oh no, the music's changing.
I'm gonna just mute myself.
What was that response? Okay. We open up on a scene of a world covered in frost, and it's beginning to melt. You can see that the lights that wash over this land, it sparkles, it's prismatic as the crystals of frost are beginning to melt in the sunlight. Winter is coming behind you. You would all know, being part of this world, that the winter months are a time in this world where magic is at its weakest. And because of this, witches often study practice new crafts, or travel when you're not allowed to use your magic safely. It is at the beginning of spring that festivals take place in this world, and places that house communities of witches join together to celebrate throughout the world. It is in this time that we see evidence of discordance throughout. And you would know that at the particular school that you are a student at, it is the charge of a special group of students to cleanse the orb from time to time. It is an orb of great power that is difficult to make, and it is this very orb that keeps discordance at bay from the school itself. As we open up, we see the Enestra Magical Academy. It is this extremely large castle in the center of a forested village. We see that there are a number of trees sprouting out, all kinds of different variations and species of trees, like literally all of them. So yes, they're all here. Yep. You're muted. But yes. As we see the camera pan over this realm, moving across various people coming in and out of the Magical Academy, you can see that spring is beginning to make its way here. You see that there are a group of people, young children, probably ages 5 through 11, gathering together, and they're all rallied underneath a banner that says lesbian. You see that there is another group of children ages 12 through 15 under the banner of Goy. There's another banner of age 16 to 22, bicennials. Yes, the underclassmen. And then you are among those joined under the Trenginda banner, all ages 22 and over. You know that it is a place of great trust and community. There is a profound support found here, that we all live harmoniously to understand discordance better and to master the arts of magic. The Trenginda group here, which consists of you, are all gathered together as you prepare for the New Life Festival, a festival that magical communities host throughout the world to celebrate the return of magic and witches who travel out into the world to ease the effects of discordance. There are many different kinds of festivals. Some have fireworks, some have attractions, most of them have a variety of food and snacks. And this particular one is very special because of the people that live here. Bruce, can you tell me something that you think we would find in the Enestra New Life Festival?
I definitely think there are games, kind of like those carnival games you'd find, like trying to throw rings around a bottle or hook a duck. Those kind of games around. Very much, I don't, and I think these are the only games that aren't like weighed against the player. I think it's actually very possible to win these rather than in actual carnivals. Because I don't think anyone really sees any reason to cheat or trick people coming in. So I think there's a lot of that around.
Excellent. We see a particular booth here that is just filled to the brim with various stuffed animals that have been enchanted with animation magic, and they squeak and follow after the children that have won the various games and walk away. Vold, can you tell me something that you think would be at the Enestra New Life Festival?
I think that there would probably be like a potions contest. Depending on what it could be, you know, make a healing potion or the tastiest potion. You don't know what it is, but it could be delicious. But yeah, I think that that would be a thing.
I think that every year the most popular flavor changes, and this particular year, peaches and cotton candy. That one's the winning flavor, for sure. And we see a throng of teenagers just leaving the contest. They each have this large decanter full of this bubbling pink fluid, and people who look on definitely know that there's going to be a sugar high here at some point. And everyone knows that teenagers are the most dangerous. And then we'll move over to Ivy. Ivy, what do you think you would find here at the festival?
I think they are taking the pine cones off of the eastern pine trees to spin their seeds to like as like a plant new seeds because it's a new life festival kind of thing. They're probably also making like teas with them with the needles. Someone's probably boiling the tar and some beers. So I think stuff around the trees.
Excellent. And Noir, I would love you to add something to this festival, but in addition to what you want to add to the festival,
The gasp! Sorry, go ahead.
you, over the course of the winter, Evan, have been working on a haunted house. Would you like to describe to me what the exterior of the haunted house looks like?
All right, so it looks like a green room. It's a house made out of glass, but you can't see too far within because there's so much dead plant life around that it just kind of it blocks off seeing the inside. But you can see flashes of light coming from the interior, coming from the inside.
Over the winter, you have overseen a group of people working on it, and it's so large of a building that you've had to more or less delegate various rooms to other people. So you yourself might not be completely familiar with it, but you played a big hand in the creation of this haunted house. In addition to the haunted house, what else do you think we would find at the festival?
I think, especially with his focus in necromancy, there is a petting zoo for lost pets. So folks who come to the festivals can say hi to the ones that cross the rainbow bridge one more time.
Oh, they're so wholesome and sweet. I love that. Oh. Where do you think we would find Evan, knowing all of these various attractions and events that are going on in the festival?
I think there's a old tree, like an old willow tree that's it's in sight of the festival, but it's just enough away for him to be stereotypically broody by, and he's just kind of watching everybody go about their business and writing.
Oh. And where will we find everyone else? We see a scene here of Evan brooding off to the side.
I'll go. I think I'm in the tree that Evan is sitting under. Evan doesn't know. And I'm like, I think after a while, obviously let everyone else introduce themselves, but I'm kind of like just sat there very quietly, not trying to be quiet, I just am. I was looking down at Evan, trying to see what he's writing.
You would catch him writing. He never lets anybody see what's in his notebook, but they are really bad love poems.
Cool. I think it's taken everything in my power to not to laugh and blow my cover. So I just got like a hand over my mouth as I'm just reading what Evan writes.
Let's do our first roll of the game.
Oh,
Yeah! Am I rolling to see how bad these poems are?
Yes, actually. Okay. So
no.
in all the witches, we have different attributes. We have power, agility, soul, mind, and endurance. So let's see. Let's say that this is a mind roll, and we'll give it a difficulty of a D4. So with all the witches, the way that we do checks is they are determined by different die. So it ranges from D4 all the way to D20. However, the D20 is very, very rarely used. It's generally going to be D4 all the way to a D12. And what we're going to do here is we're going to roll a D4, which is the difficulty, and we're going to contest it to Evan's mind attribute score. So what is your mind, Evan?
Sorry, let me pull this up 1 second here.
No worries. Take your time.
Where is my mind? A question that I ask myself far too many times for comfort. Oh, my mind is 1.
Oh, okay. So what that means is you're gonna have to roll me a D4, and you're gonna have to roll me specifically a 1.
All right, here we
However,
go.
we do have However, we do have skills. Do you think any of your skills would apply to this?
My skills are thievery, technology, intimidation, and set design. So no. No, these are really bad, folks.
Okay. Yes. So what did you roll?
I rolled a 2.
Okay. Can you describe to me how these poems are very bad?
Words aren't rhyming, and like it's really redundant. It's like you make my heart beat crazy. Like you make my heart beat, and I want to give you a seat because the heat from the beat of my heart is a start. It's real bad. It's just a word salad.
Okay, and Bruce, let's see. Let's get an agility roll here. Let's see if you're able to slap your hand on your face and quiet thyself.
Okay.
What is your
that a
agility?
D4 as well?
It will be a D4.
My agility is a 3.
Okay, so that means you need to roll a 1, 2, or 3.
A 3.
Okay, and on top of that, we're going to do something called a critical die. I'm going to try to incorporate this as many times as possible. I'm sorry if I forget in advance. But what that means is I also need you to roll me a D10. If you roll a 1, it's going to be a crit fail. If you roll me a 10, it's going to be a critical success. So since you already passed it, even if you roll a 1, we'll say that it succeeds, but there's a complication.
I rolled a 6.
Okay, so it's just a normal roll. You did pass, however. So describe to me Evan's bad poetry and what you're going to do in response.
So I think there's a quick description as well of Bruce. He looks pretty much just a normal human, but like I described, he's in very much a vacation dad kind of outfit. He's got like a black shirt with a very colorful like floral shirt over it, unbuttoned all the time. It is cold, so he has a scarf around his neck, but he's also wearing cargo pants and like sandals. So like it's not really helping much, but he's trying to justify the occasion to some extent. The only odd thing about him is every so often, maybe every 5-6 minutes, his eye color changes. It's like he's either changing on purpose or he just can't decide. He's not entirely sure. And when he breathes, instead of anything coming out of his mouth, it's almost like fog comes out from underneath his scarf. And when he reads this, he's just gonna quickly bring the scarf over his mouth and bite down as he's reading this horrendous poem that really has like a beat to it, but lyrically makes no sense. Like, if I wasn't listening to what they were saying, I guess it could be a good set of bars. But if I listen, I realize it's purposeless.
What rhymes with beat? Feet? He's just still going.
The camera slowly pans over to Ivy on that. Where do we find Ivy during the festival?
I'm the one doing all the stuff with the trees.
Can we get a description of you?
Yeah, sure. Ivy is like 6'2", shoeless, like I said. Like about my complexion to keep it easier for me. She's just a human, nothing fancy. I don't have like a scarf that is my hair.
Wait, why does that feel targeted? Like, what do you mean?
No, it's literally directed at
Hands
Bruce.
check.
Literally directed at Bruce, who I was like listening to Drac, and then in there I got lost. I was like, no, my mind is a sieve. It's Saturday. It's not Saturday. Yeah, Ivy's about like 6'1", like I said. But my complexion, athletic build, no shoes, probably wearing clothes that most think are like not appropriate for winter. She's in like a crop top and like spring skirt. And they have like medium length locks. And I am just I'm like taking the needles off and I'm like making teas for people. I'm giving out little like fun fact cards to the kids about like other ways that trees can be helpful to them. I'm like, you know, if you ever get any tapeworms or roundworms, you come you find me, we get some of the tar, we brewed in some beer. You don't tell the other adults that I give you beer. You clear you right out.
We see this individual just kind of looking at you, wide-eyed, and they go, uh-huh. And they just begin to scamper away. Oh, they come back. They grab the tea. They take a sip. They spit it out. It's too hot.
Oh, but the needles have more vitamin C than anything else around here during winter time, so you're going to want to drink up.
Okay, thank you.
You don't want scurvy.
They run away. Can I get from you a soul check? Soul is used to determine a character's ability to relate and read others. We'll do a D4 challenge. What is your soul?
3.
Okay, so you need a 1, 2, or 3.
3.
Okay, excellent. And go ahead and roll me a critical die. So that is a 1d10.
D10. I need to. 10's the critical, correct?
Yes.
I only got an 8.
Okay, excellent. So it's a regular pass. You definitely get a feeling that you are making a profound effect here with distributing information and tea. There is quite a steady stream of individuals moving through your area, and they linger an appropriate amount of time, and they give you warm smiles as they walk away with their tea.
Incredible. This station is not sanctioned. I just set this up.
I think nobody minds, and I think you've definitely brightened people's day just by being here.
Sick. Let's go, pirate tea maker.
Woo! Vold, where do we find you?
So Vold, being her little sleepy self, would be tucked away probably behind one of these booths, especially after the excitement of the potions contest, and hiding away to just take a quick little nap. And if you were to come across her, you'd see that she's about 5 foot. She's smaller in stature, and she's got this smooth, eerily perfect, like olive light brown skin that fades into hues of maroon on her hands and on her feet. Her face is also contoured with this maroon shade, and she has like a galaxy of little flecks of glowing yellow specks across her cheeks and her nose that you could see as freckles. When she's not asleep, her eyes are wide and they're downturned with a large glow, the same yellow as her flecks. She doesn't have pupils, but the glow does fade into a milky white around the glow. And the maroon color from her face actually carries through into what you assume is her hair. They're like loose spiral tendrils, although it looks like it could be human hair, are perfectly formed in place, like falling from the frame of her face and in front of her ears and behind her ears. And aside from the few tendrils that are out, the rest of her hair is like pulled loosely back in a large bun that seems to be made up of several strands that are a bit fuzzy around it, tied with a cream-colored ribbon. The maroon in this bun goes into a dark green and then to an olive green and resting around a golden yellow towards the end. Some would say it resembles a bushel of mold. Tiny little glowing chantel mushrooms poking out of her bun and throughout her hair. And you would see her dressed in a pair of dark green corduroy overalls with one strap unattached and a cream-colored ribbon tied in a bow, actually, around the strap that is attached. And you see a yellow crew neck, long sleeve sweater underneath with the sleeves all pushed up, and her overalls fall far too long on her as they drag on the floor beneath her. But she is wearing shoes. She wears a flat pair of brown leather ankle boots that are unlaced, and then around her waist she keeps a brown leather tool belt that has empty vials and bottles, as well as an assortment of dried herbs and fungus sticking out of a pouch, and she's just snoring away behind this booth,
I love
taking
it.
a little nap.
Okay, can I get an agility check from you? What is your agility? It'll be a D4.
I feel like it's pretty bad. Let's look. Actually, it's okay. It's not the worst. It's a 2. So let's see.
Okay, yes, roll me a 1D4, please.
A 1.
Okay, excellent. Roll me a 1D10 to see if it's a critical.
A 1.
Okay, so as you're sleeping here, there is a suspiciously large frog that's going to come up towards you, and it's going to attempt to steal one of the tools from your belt. Can you tell me how you managed to either notice this or stop this, but there's a complication?
She probably wouldn't feel it, but assuming she's having some kind of dream or something, and she just needs to roll over, and so like her arm would flip over and try to potentially swipe at this frog to keep it away, unbeknownst to her.
Excellent. I think this suspiciously large frog is also suspiciously sticky, and so you find yourself waking up with your hand and arm semi-glued to the side of this very sticky frog, and it looks up at you with these large saucer-like eyes, and it has a very guilty look to it.
Feeling this, it does kind of stimulate her brain out of this sleep, and she's opening an eye and just, oh god! And she pulls her arm up, and she's sitting up, standing up very quickly, and probably also trips over her overalls really as she does the same thing.
I think as you trip, the frog begins to boing, boing, boing. It begins to hop away, and it's dragging you along with it.
Am I attached to this sucker?
Yes.
At what? Like my clothes?
We'll
my
say
hand
like
still
your
attached?
arm is attached.
Like my sleeve?
Mhm.
Oh my goodness. So as this is happening, I'm pretty sure the entirety of the festival could hear Vold yelling. Cannot detach from this frog. So y'all just hear that in the distance. Not
Yeah.
knowing what it is.
All of you hear this inexplicable yelling, and heads begin to turn in that direction. I wonder what's going on over there. It's a festival. Many things are going on here.
I'm gonna hang upside down through the tree I'm in so that I'm like just by the side of Evan and just go, that kind of sounds like Vold. Nice poem, by the way.
And that's to Evan?
Yeah, that's to Evan. Noah.
Oh, you're muted.
Oh, so I was muted. I was trying to unmute. Sorry. Oh, that's
Oh no, I hung upside down from the tree, so I was right beside you, and we just heard a scream of Vold, and I just turned to you like, I'm pretty sure that's Vold. Nice poem, by the way. If you want
You
to write something
didn't.
with beat, yeah, I did.
how is it?
We should go find Vold. Flip
Okay.
down from the tree.
Okay. Okay, yeah, no, that's fair. That's fair. He's gonna get up, and he is dressed in elaborate LARP gear. It's very much somebody trying to look like a witch. He even carries around a fake wooden foam staff. The problem is he is also a short king, so it drags on the floor a bit. So as he's running, he's like scuffling his feet and getting caught in the clothes. Like, okay, let's go.
Ivy, you hear a peal of a scream in the distance, and as you're looking over, you see Bruce flipping down from this poor tree that is isolated from all the other trees in the area.
Can I see the frog incident?
That's a great question. Let's see. Let's get a mind check from you. We'll do a D6 here, because there's a lot going on.
My mind is one.
Oh no.
What does that mean? I need a 1?
Yeah. Oh, do you have any
That's
skills
one.
here that might be able to help you?
Let's see.
So
Is
with,
anybody good at mind?
I'm
My
great at mine.
skills are acrobatics, empathy, and nature.
okay.
My specific skill is trees.
Okay. I'll give you a +1 with the empathy. I think you're going to be able to pinpoint that someone is in distress.
Would a +1 be bad? Because I need a 1.
So it will increase. So the way that skills work is this is a skill list system in the sense that there's no skill list. We essentially choose our skills at the beginning of character creation, and we have general skills, which allow our success range to have a +1. We have a specific skill that allows us to have a reroll, and essentially like a reroll, and you take whichever is the highest of the two numbers. And then we have a weakness, which will do a -1 to your success range. So because of your empathy, you can roll either a 1 or 2.
Sick. Let's go. That's a 2.
Okay, that's a success. Can you roll me a critical die, please? So 1d10.
Nope.
Okay.
It's not a 1 or 10. Is what I mean by no. It's not.
You
not,
look
no, I wouldn't.
around and you're able to pinpoint. You see, like, zooming in between a throng of people on either side, Vold in the distance, being dragged along by a frog.
Do I think it's within 60 feet?
Yes, it's within 60 feet.
I would like to use a spell and cast summon in some of my living vines.
Ooh, okay. So tell me about your spell. How many action points does it cost you?
It costs me, let's see, 3 action points and 5 magical energy.
Okay, so please remove 5 magical energy from your pool and describe to me what this looks like as you're casting Summon Vines.
I think it's very much like, I just point and my eyes go green, and I'm like, Peter, could you be a dude and get Vold, please?
Excellent. The vines begin to erupt out of the ground, and gently we see what appears to be like an egg-shaped cradle just kind of voomp up underneath the frog, suspending it in the air. The frog stops, and Vold, you are kind of like standing now with your arm up on the suspended frog.
Volt's gonna look around. Would she see Ivy?
Roll me a mind check.
Alrighty.
We'll say this is a d6.
Okay. 4.
Okay.
And my mind is 4.
Okay, very good. You pass. Roll me a critical die. So 1d10.
Somebody was like, I won't, don't worry.
A
I
4.
won't be
Wow,
able to
I'm
go."
getting doubles.
Nice. Okay, so that's just a regular success. Yeah, you see Ivy over there, and you can tell that this spell was deliberately cast by Ivy.
Alright. She cannot wave back. Her arm is just attached to this frog still, but do you mind helping me with this, please?
Be right there.
Thank
I
you.
shout from across. I don't know if you can hear me, but I shout from across the festival.
We'll say that y'all arrive at precisely the same time, Bruce, Evan, and Ivy.
I'll say
Just the old arm
Bruce is
attached
like
to a frog in the air.
Bruce, for some reason, always is running like he has nowhere to go. Really, he has like his hand in his pocket as he's running, and kind of looking behind him, watching Evan trip over his cape.
You keep going, I'll catch up.
I don't know if you will, but sure. And I'll keep going up ahead, and just kind of skid to a stop in front of Vold. Are you okay?
Yeah, I'm totally
Is this
fine.
on purpose? Is this a friend of yours?
No.
Is that a friend? Is that a friend of hers?
Apparently not. No.
You got a plan?
Well, if you could help me pull it away, that'd be great.
Oh, the frog's grabbing you.
Do it.
I can do this. I got this. All right.
Oh God.
I'm so sorry.
The necromancer says, "I've got this." Okay.
I would like to cast jump scare at the frog.
Okay. So tell me
I
about
hope
this
it's just at the
spell. How much magical energy does this cost you?
It costs me 2 magical energy.
Okay.
The description of the spell is you conjure spirits to scare the target. They must make a mental defense roll against your attack. If they fail, you have advantage on social checks against them for the duration of the scene, and they have disadvantage on any damage they roll against me.
Okay.
So, yeah, I'm just conjuring up dead frogs.
Oh my god!
You just kind of float up and go, you, but in frog, so it's more like ribby.
I love that. Okay. I'm not even gonna roll for this. Yes, this succeeds. Yes, this is exactly what everyone sees. And the frog begins to. You see the shiver starting at its webbed toes, and it just kind of goes up, and it just vibrates violently.
Is my arm shaking?
It is a little bit, but you feel
I
your
just, like,
arm
over here,
get
like,
loose. It essentially dislodges you, and you see it boing away, and you see the frog fleeing in great terror.
Oh, thanks.
See you, Fred.
The veil between life and death are ones that I can manipulate to conjure great things, like frogs. I hope you're okay.
Yeah, I'm fine. I was just getting sleep, but thanks. I appreciate it.
Oh, no problem.
You all see, all of a sudden, an extremely ripped femme-presenting person beginning to run up towards you. They have some long dark hair that comes down in waves on one side is shorn. They're wearing a crop muscle shirt, and they are wearing bouldering pants. And you see them bounding up, and they look directly at you, Evan. You recognize this to be Sasha, they, them pronouns. And Sasha is someone that has helped you with the haunted house. And they say, Evan.
Hey, how you doing? Good to see
There's
you.
something going on. Some kids, some lesbians got into the haunted house. Ages 5 through 11. Lesbians.
Cannot take this seriously.
I forgot. Some lesbians got into the house. Oh,
Lesbians, I'm right there.
let's go, lesbians.
Let's go, lesbians.
Reminder,
How did
ages
the
5 to
lesbians
11.
get in the house? I specifically said no lesbians in the house until we open it up for everyone.
Totally seriously. Evan.
Yes. Sorry.
Whoa, Evan, I'm gonna gently put a hand to Evan's face and push him away and be like, you didn't introduce me to your friend. Hi, I'm Bruce.
Bruce, there's no time. It's
want
dangerous in there.
my-
There's no supervision.
Bruce, you might recognize that I was writing a certain something about a certain someone, and so maybe you should chill.
It sounds like there are some children in danger. Thank you. What was your name again?
I'm
Sasha.
Sasha.
Pleasure to meet you.
They, them.
And I have, I want to have one of Peter's vines, like take Sasha's hand and put it in my hand. Pleasure.
Okay. Roll me a soul check. D6.
D6. I don't remember what my soul is. I'll roll it first.
I love that
got a
everyone's just
1.
hitting on this.
Absolutely. I know what I came here to
For
do.
Sasha.
I got a 1. My soul is 3.
Okay, 3.
Do you want me to roll a D10?
Sorry, your soul is a 3. What did you roll?
A 1.
A 1. Okay, that succeeds. So go ahead and roll me a D10. Yeah.
That bounced out. Nah, just
Okay.
not a number that matters.
Just a regular success. Okay, you see Sasha looks curiously at the vine as it's extended, and there is a violent blush that goes over their cheeks and even reddens their ears. They go, it's nice to meet you. This is wonderful.
You were talking about lesbians in the house, right?
There's lesbians. Yes.
We can't leave them unsupervised. We should go help the lesbians.
You notice that
Yes.
Sasha is lightly flushed and sweating. Yes, lesbians over there. Please. You need to save them.
Yes, of course.
Save him, of course. Sasha is gonna, like, you ever see somebody try to be smooth, but they are just not built that way? That's Evan clumsily trying to take Sasha's hand and going, I'll take care of it. But I
roll
think,
me an agility check here. We'll do it. It'll just be a D4.
okay, well, let's see. What skill are we using? Agility.
Agility, yeah.
Which I also have a 1 in. So here we go.
Okay. Oh, you rolled a 1. Okay.
I
roll
want to
me-
use my hands.
I'm screaming.
Yeah.
Okay, hands
I'm
check.
sorry.
Okay. Before
Thumbs up.
that, Evan, roll me a critical die, please. So roll me a 1d10.
I can feel the anger before I even know what you're gonna do. I got a 5.
Okay, so it's just a regular success. All right, Bruce.
So Bruce is not really interested in Sasha. He read Evan's poem and he just wants to mess with Evan. And seeing Evan kind of work this, he's gonna like step behind this, like just very casually step behind this kind of egg kind of basket that Peter had created to save Vold. I'm gonna cast Bend Luck. As a reaction, you may give a friendly target within range advantage or an enemy disadvantage. And I think right now, Evan's my current enemy. I'm gonna give him disadvantage on this
so
roll.
hateful for that.
Okay, above board, are you okay with this, Noir?
Yeah, are you okay with this?
I'm absolutely. I'm
Okay.
enthusiastically excited.
Okay,
about this.
all right. So I need you to roll me another d4 here,
Uh-huh.
Evan.
I rolled a 4.
Okay. So Bruce, can you tell me, what does it look like as you cast the spell on the basket?
I think Bruce has always been a very strange spellcaster where they don't have like runes or enchantments or anything like that. He's just very good at observing the situation and knocking the right dominoes. So I think he steps behind the this egg and kicks a rock just in front of Evan's foot as he steps forward to take Sasha's hand, and they slip. And they slip and collide into Sasha.
Okay.
As this is happening, Vold is just walking and mumbling under her breath, I'm far too asexual for this. And just starts going toward the lesbians.
Okay, fantastic. So make sure you remove the magical energy that you've spent there.
Yeah, that costs 3 magical energy.
Okay, cool. Evan, so you're trying to go for Sasha's hand. Sasha, if this is okay with you, accidentally slaps you in the face very gently, and then you smash into Sasha, and Sasha catches you with their extremely muscular arms. It feels like you are being nestled against, like, one of those, like, really hard but, like, comforting mattresses.
This is okay. I'm gonna go take care of things now.
Yes.
Bye.
Yes, thank you. Bye. You see them steal a quick look at Ivy, and then they begin to run away.
See you around. Let's go, Peter. And I just like saddle into. I like have Peter make a little like bucket seat. And I just like crawl to the house.
Oh my god, I love this. I love Ivy and Peter.
Excellent. So we see everyone trailing after Vold, who's going to arrive there first. Let's do a little bit of a music change here.
I imagine y'all like went through this for so long that she was waiting for a minute, and she walks pretty slow.
Probably,
Just
yeah.
clumsily kicking her feet in front of her so that her overalls don't get underneath her shoe. And then eventually, you all arrive.
The group of you more or less join together in front of the haunted house. You can see, Evan, that in your busyness in helping prepare the other events of the festival, that the haunted house seems to have fallen into a state of disrepair, and it's fallen apart more than expected. You see that what was once a seamlessly integrated building, the roof has collapsed in certain places and one of the doors is off its hinges, and it's cracked open to such a degree that lesbians have definitely been able to make their way inside.
This is gonna be my masterpiece. I worked real hard on, like, you can see some of the. It's not important. All right, let's go see what's going on. Hello, lesbians.
Okay, the first thing that you encounter as the group of you begin to move in, you see that there is some debris that is blocking the entrance here. I'll need a power or agility check from someone to try to get through.
See, I'm good at power. I'll do that.
Okay, so this is going to be a difficulty D6. Roll me your power. What is your power?
It's 4. I accidentally rolled twice, but the first one was 6. So.
Okay.
Oh.
Tell me what this looks like as you're trying to clear the debris and you're failing for some reason.
I think Evan just needs a win right now. And the haunted house is like their foray. So they're just like going in and trying. And I think, you ever have the intrusive thought of when you did something embarrassing? Like, I think it was just all confidence. I can't believe I fell. Oh, no.
Is there like a help out? You are super muted.
I don't believe so, but you can make a power or agility check here. How do you want to help?
I will make a power check.
Okay. Roll me a D6. Yeah.
My power's 3.
I don't know what's wrong with me, everyone. I usually have my stuff together. I just...
3. Okay. Roll me a
patting
D10.
Evan on the back, like, it's okay. You get it next time.
Okay.
don't know what's wrong with me.
Ivy, you managed to clear the debris here. How do you help Evan or resolve the debris?
What I would like to do is, if I could, unseen, I like whisper to Peter, just, they need a win. Just, just really give it. Like, I want Peter to just, like, above Evan, like, push really hard with one of their vines. I will do whatever I need to try and make it unseen to others.
Okay. I think this is awesome narratively, so let's just give it to you. Yeah, so Evan, you're like, I just need a win, and you're like, I'm just not winning today, and all of a sudden, just speaking out loud, you expel this energy or something, and somehow it's just easier, and you manage to push the rocks and the rubble and the debris out of the way.
Boom! That's what's up! And Greek rhymes would beat! Sorry.
This looks great. Right, Vold? This looks great? This house looks great?
Vold has been nodding off. and hearing you call her name, she's, yeah, it looks very great. Great! That doesn't rhyme with beat. And she's gonna walk into peek into the entrance of this haunted house.
Yeah, you see beyond the debris that there appears to be a very reflective room beyond.
Evan? You wanna tell us the layout? Or not, it's fine.
Well, see, the thing is, I also wanted to be surprised. So I know the layouts for the rooms that I worked in. That's not one of them. So it's just a haunted house. There's nothing to actually be afraid of. We can confidently go. All right, and I will model the behavior that I want to see from everybody else by going forward. Okay.
I do just want to real quick.
Yes.
You said there's nothing to be. We are literally, you and I are literally necromancers.
Yes.
And you set up this house without any sort of precautions you know of.
Well, I mean, most of the dead folks I raise are pretty chill.
All right, cool. Go ahead, Evan.
I mean, except Tony. Tony's anyway, not important. Let's go. He's gonna continue ahead and then stop suddenly as if he saw something and go, does cake rhyme with great? Cake great? No? Okay.
No.
Okay.
No.
All right. He keeps.
Excellent. So led by Evan, the group of you head into what very quickly becomes evident to be a maze of mirrors. I have to make a secret roll.
Oh, I don't like that.
Oh no. In like the working formation, I'm probably behind with Vold, I think.
Yeah, Vold's always hanging back. She's just lollygagging her way through.
Bruce would never admit it, but they do. It's some version of care for Vold. It's up to you whether or not it's legitimate or not, but he's going to be keeping an eye on Vold as they walk through this maze.
She's
of
so
mirrors.
unaware. She's so naive and gullible and just unaware of her surroundings. She's just there and likes being here.
Okay, it's totally up to you if Vold doesn't see this, but Bruce and Ivy, you definitely see that as Evan is making their way through the maze of mirrors, that there's something moving across the silvered glass, and it appears to be the shadow of some kind of extremely large crustacean creature. And it just sort of
Vold would be looking
prowls over the surface. And when you focus your eyes on it too long, it seems to vanish.
Interesting.
Evan doesn't see this at all.
Hey, Evan.
Yeah?
Did you contract with any shades or shadows to build this haunted house?
Oh, did I I conjured up a few shadows, but that's in one of the rooms that I ran production for. I don't remember who ran production for this room, but I mean, mirrors aren't very scary. I would have gave them that note, but I like to let people express their creativity how they like it, you know?
Commendable, interesting, yes. All right, well, we'll see how this plays out then.
You see Vold just looking around at each mirror.
Are you seeing something?
Yeah, that is Vold, yes.
A lot of Volds. Oh, my hair looks good.
Just all the Volds.
Oh. Well, that's not very scary. No offense, I don't think you go for scary.
That is my weakness.
Scary?
That you're not scary. All right.
I can actually give you some tips on that. Scary's kind of my bag. But we'll talk about that for later. We've got to find those lesbians. All right.
So to escape the maze room, I'll need mind checks. So who wants to roll a D6 mind check for
I'll
me?
do it. I'm
Okay.
great at mine.
Yeah.
Here
What's
you
I'm
go.
not
So
doing it
I'm
unless we want to stay here.
A 1.
a 1? Okay, roll me a D10, please.
A 4.
Okay. So as Vold begins to lead the group, you find that you're definitely making some progress. And as you're moving, each one of you except for Evan, you see this shadow just moving across the glass. It seems to be chasing after Evan, getting closer and closer. And when you look at it for too long, the head snaps towards you and poof, disappears.
I want to make it clear that Vold's just following herself and like working through the mirrors that way. Has no idea if she's thinking it through.
I think, if you don't mind, I think like as you're doing that, I like see something you're gonna trip over in front of you, and I like kick it out of your way before you trip over it, and just keep. It's gonna keep. You don't notice, but he
Doesn't
doesn't
even
mention it.
notice.
Just keep going.
I will need 2 more checks to
I can
get out
do-
of the race. Okay, go ahead.
I can do it. My mind's pretty good.
D6 mind.
I don't know,
Ooh,
guys.
6.
Great cake. I
No,
It
no.
doesn't work.
It's not the same.
It's not.
I actually do. I want to use it. It looks like we're gonna fight something soon. Actually, I think that's why I want to use it. Yeah, I want to use. I want to cast another spell, Bend Luck again.
Okay.
So I can re-roll. Actually, I don't know if that counts as me. So the wording is, as a reaction, you may give a friendly target within range advantage on a roll. Do I count?
I think you count, yes.
Okay. So I'll spend another 3 magical energy.
What is your max of your magical energy?
9.
Okay.
So I'm down to 3 now.
Okay.
Let's
So there
see
is
if it
a
was
way
worth
for
it.
you to regain
Ooh.
magical energy. We can either rest or during combat you can use an action to regain magical energy. So that is something you can do later.
No, I still failed though. I rolled a
Okay.
5.
And can you remind me what the pool of our magic energy is one more time? Like how much we start off with?
It's
It's
in your
different for each
character
person.
sheet.
Yeah.
Okay. My
If you
bad.
click
I suck
attributes
at
and
math,
abilities.
so I don't know. Emma, how do you calculate your magical energy?
I'm
Yeah.
so sorry.
It's okay. Yes, Ivy.
I was gonna offer to make the last roll.
Yes, please. It's a D6 mind check.
Can I pitch that I would like to use my acrobatic skill to help get us out of here? I'm gonna try and just fucking like start flipping over these. I'm gonna like get off Peter and let Peter keep kind of like vining through here, and I'm gonna kind of just like try and, cause like in my head, like halls of mirrors are never like all the way up. They just like create the
Yeah.
fake image of them.
Got
There's
it.
always like the space in between the ceiling and the wall, and I'm
Yes.
trying to just like scale and just like, all right, what's the maze?
Yeah, absolutely. So we'll add a +1 to your success range here because of your acrobatics skill.
I need a 1 or a 2, right? Because my mine is 1, and so it makes it 1 or 2.
Yes.
I got a 1.
Okay, excellent. Roll me a D10 for your critical die.
Doesn't matter.
Okay. Yeah, absolutely. Ivy, you bound up, no problem whatsoever. They definitely don't go all the way up to the ceiling, and you can clearly see the path you need to get out of this mess.
I like look over one of the mirrors. This way. Just
Okay,
just
cool.
follow just follow Peter. Peter will follow me. Just follow Peter.
All
Thank
right.
you.
And as the group of you begin to leave, we see a lingering shot of Evan being the last to step out. The creature pounces on Evan and then just harmlessly dissipates. It seems to be some kind of smoke and mirrors or something.
Oh my God! Help me, God! I'm allergic.
Yo, what?
Huh? Nothing.
I also have allergies.
Are you two quite all right then?
I'm fine. Never better.
I'm fine. I think.
We should keep going.
Ivy,
I was wrong about this room.
Ivy, you step into a room and you see that there is a low mist or smoke roiling over the ground here. You hear a scream from the other side of this large room. And all of a sudden you hear a thunk as you see something flying by, and it's very clearly attached to some kind of mechanical track. And you see what appears to be a mechanized zombie just going like ah, la, 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 as it passes beyond you and hits the end of the track. And then you see, as the group of you enter into this room, another mechanized zombie comes swinging forward, and we are going to enter combat.
Well.
This was one of my rooms.
I just look at really, Evan? Fake zombies?
I wanted to give them something light to start with. Why? Wait, are they actually getting ready to attack? Ah!
All right, so we're gonna enter combat here. I need everyone to make me an initiative roll. So what you're gonna do here is you're gonna either roll me agility or soul. And I'm gonna say that the difficulty is going to be a D4 here.
Do I auto pass then?
Yeah, my soul is 4.
Okay,
Yeah,
yeah,
soul
so
is
you
four.
both pass.
Screaming. What's it like?
Oh, I fail.
Okay.
This is D4. I also fail. I got a 4.
Okay, so the way that initiative works here is essentially we'll have basically 3 different phases, right? It's essentially gonna be people who pass the check, the monsters, and then people who fail the check. People who have passed the check, you do have the option here of switching spots with someone who failed. So the current turn order is going to be Vold and Evan at the same time, the enemies, and then Bruce and Ivy at the same time. Evan and Vold, do you want to swap spots with Bruce or Ivy?
I'm good where I am unless anybody wants to go first.
I have a quick question.
Yes.
In order to use my abilities,
Mm-hmm.
like one of my poisons or something, do I have to spend a turn crafting one? Because I don't know how to do that. I don't see that.
Let's see here. I believe you start off with potions. I think it would make sense, as an alchemist, that you would have things prepared. So we're going to go ahead and say that you have 2 potions prepared, so they can be whatever you want. Does that sound
Okay.
good?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
Oh, hang on, Emma. You normally craft potions at the beginning of the day or during the day, but you can already say you have stuff prepared. Thank you.
Thank you. Yes.
Cool.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent.
And with that, Bold would step forward toward these little zombies and first rummaging around a little bit inside of her belt, she would pull out a little vial and shake it a little bit, and then turn around and pull down one of her sleeves and cover her mouth. All right, you might want to plug your noses. As she throws this poisoner at the zombie.
Awesome. Okay, to start combat, we are going to draw our cards. So the deck mechanic of this game, for our brand new characters, we start off with 5 cards in our deck. And these card values are going to be whatever values our attributes or our stats are. So essentially, if someone has a 4 in power, you're going to have a card in your deck that's 4, and then it so on and so forth, all the way to the 5 cards. So at the beginning of an encounter, like right now, out of those 5 cards, I want you to shuffle, and then I want you to draw 3 cards here. So that 3 will make your hand, and then you'll have 2 in your deck that's not drawn yet. And the purpose of these cards, they are going to be your, basically representing your number of actions that you can use. Action points that you can use for your turn. So if you have in your hand 1, 2, and 3, if you play your 3 card on your turn, then that means you have 3 action points that you can spend. And there's a list of different things that you can do. So you could use a spell that needs 3 or something that uses less than 3, for example. Same thing for 2. The only thing that's different is an ace card or a 1 that essentially lets you do pretty much any one thing. It's kind of like a wild card. So if you have a spell that costs 5, you can use your 1 ace card, but that's the only thing you can do. All right. Okay. So can I get everyone to draw your 3 cards? And Vold, you would like to use your Poisoner.
Yeah.
I believe that is your ability. Okay.
Yes, it's an ability.
It is a passive, so when you attempt to save against a poison that you made, the save is upgraded to the next difficulty die. Okay. All right. I don't think this particular thing will use any action points. I think it essentially fortifies you against poison. So with your 3 cards that you have, which card do you want to play?
So I'm not gonna lie, I cannot read these on here.
Okay.
They're very
no
tiny.
worries.
So I don't know what I'm looking at.
If
Because
you
I
click on it, it should
also-
expand it.
Oh, that's better.
Yeah.
Because I also have advanced knowledge,
Mm-hmm.
which means at the beginning of an encounter, I can place a certain card from my deck at the top.
Mm-hmm.
Wait, it's saying a steal request?
Oh no, I pressed the button on accident. So sorry.
What? You're gonna steal my cards?
I'm trying to stop and it won't let me.
Thief skill, baby.
I do have thievery.
Okay. It's only letting I click on it and I only get the 1 card.
Okay.
It's just telling me 4 of wands over and over. I don't know how I shuffle to see the other ones.
Here, let me try to... I'll recall them. So what we'll do since I recalled them, so Vold, go ahead and hit choose and choose which card you want to pull out, and then hit deal and then deal. So then you'll draw your 3 cards.
Do I know what these cards do?
Yes. So the number value is essentially going to be the number of action points you have during your round. So for example, if you want to play your 4 card, if you have an ability score of 4, that's 4 action points that you can spend. So for example, you have a spell called Break, and the action cost is 2. So if you have 4, you could do Break and then use the remaining 2 points for something else.
Yeah, let's do that then.
Okay.
This is drag to deal. Did it work?
I think you can like drag it out of your hand and put it onto the table essentially.
I think I'm seeing it now. Oh, please?
Emma says, fun fact,
I'm-
we're going to be working with Roll to build a card system to their website. That's
Oh,
awesome,
good.
because this is kind of hard.
Oh, there it goes, finally. Okay, it played. Or it's on the image.
Okay,
I think.
cool. Yes, I'll make it bigger. All right, you played a 4. All right, so I'll bring up the actions list there. So in addition to your spells, you can use these actions to do various things. You can use 1 action to move 10 feet. You can use 1 action to interact with a small object. You can use 1 action to restore magical energy. Bruce is definitely going to want to need to do that at some point. You can make a physical attack with 2 actions, and then 2 or more actions are going to be used to cast spells. Free actions that you will have 15 feet of movement for free every turn, and then talking is also a free action. So you see here that there are 3 mechanized zombies that are flailing about, trying to hit anyone and anything that's in the area. And you can hear that there are some screams coming from the other side of the room in what appears to be like a closet or something that they're hiding in.
The lesbians,
The lesbians, yeah.
ages 5 to 11.
Ages 5 through 11, yes.
I am going to. I would like to use break. It costs 2,
Mm-hmm.
and it would allow me to break through my opponent's defenses.
Mm-hmm.
And if the target fails their defense rolls, I don't roll any damage, but the attribute they defended with is automatically fatigued by 1.
Okay. So what that means is, so All the Witches is a defensive roll combat system. So you never roll to attack, you roll to defend. It's assumed that you are proficient enough to attack, that like you're gonna hit, like you're able to hit things, but things have the ability to roll to try to dodge them. So in this case, as you cast this spell, essentially it's going to make it that they make these defensive rolls at a disadvantage of reducing it by 1. So what does it look like as you're casting this spell? I'm going to roll here for you.
While you do that, so as y'all are looking at Vold, step forward, and she kind of puts her hand up, like her free hand, and you just see like a pulse. You don't really see much else. There's not any colors. It's clear, and but you can also feel this like little pulse. There's like maybe some dust kind of creeping around the floor, and maybe a rock moving as this little pulse happens towards these mechanical zombies.
Excellent. You see it rolled a 4, so it fails here. The break targets their mental defense. It vibrates through the zombie here, and you see that the pistons that allow it to move forward and back, it seems like some kind of internal mechanism gets broken here, and it doesn't seem to function as well. So your spell is successful.
Does it do the pushback of 10 feet of them?
It does not. I don't think so. Where do you see that?
Oh, never mind. I was looking at a different one at the same time.
Cool. Yes. So that uses 2 action points. You have 2 more. What would you like to do?
Also, it's the ME cost. That comes out of my energy, right?
Yes, that's your magical energy. So magical energy is essentially like your mana pool. It is your capacity, like your spell slots, essentially, of being able to cast specifically magic. So you do see that the zombies are about like 15 feet away from each other, spread out throughout the room. They're 15 feet away from each other, 15 feet away from you.
What if I don't have anything that says action aside from?
So you could, for example, cast break again on a different zombie, and then the actions list that I brought up here. With 2 points, you can interact with 2 small objects. You could restore magical energy. You can move an additional 10 feet, or you can make a physical attack.
With this zombie that I used break on, could I walk past it?
It is 15 feet, so for free, you'd be able to walk up to it. If you want to walk past it, it will cost you an additional action.
Yeah, that's what I'm planning.
Okay, we'll say that you shuffle past the zombie and use an action to get on the other side of it. And we'll say
Vold
that
would be very respectful to this zombie. Just, I'm sorry, as she's passing by.
Okay. You see that the closet with the lesbians in it is about 5 feet away.
Not in the closet.
It's a safety closet.
Get
It's
them out
okay.
of the closet!
Get them out of there.
Get them out of there. Yes. So if you'd like to get to the closet, it'll use your last action.
Yeah, let's do it.
Okay, so Vold essentially just very politely moves around the zombie and gets to the door. Okay. Next, we're gonna have Evan. So of your 3 cards, which one do you want to play?
Okay. Oh, this one. It's on the. That's not mine. All right. Yeah. Let's go ahead and drop this guy on the scene.
Okay. That is an ace card. So with an ace, you essentially get to do one super awesome thing. What is the one super awesome thing you want to do?
So like, do you get a bonus when you do something like restore? Well, I've only used one spell. I don't need to restore magic just yet. So, I am going to conjure spirits.
Okay.
And I'm going to go ahead and conjure Fred, the ghost, who's a good friend of mine. He was an accountant for H&R Block, got into a car accident. It happens, but he's a good dude. So I'm just gonna summon Fred.
Okay. What does it look like as you cast this spell? Conjure Spirit will cost you 3 magic points, so please remove that from your pool.
Gotcha. He just slams his fake LARP staff on the ground, and a doorway just rises from the floor. It opens up, and then just like a portly looking balding white guy with like moon-shaped glasses, he's wearing a button-up shirt, loosely tied tie, and he's got like Dockers on. It's just like hey.
Awesome.
And yeah, that's it. I'm just gonna go tell him, help the lesbians.
Fred's like, oh, all right, and begins to move towards them.
Hey, Fred.
So you do have 15 feet of movement. Do you want to move closer to the zombies?
No.
No? Okay, that's totally fine.
I think I'm gonna follow Fred closer to the door,
Okay.
but that's about it.
All right.
I'm not a hero.
Very good. Okay. So after Evan is going to be the zombies. So the way that the creatures work is they have their own deck as well. So I get to draw 3 cards from this deck. Oh, that's not good for you guys.
Oh, those are
Cool.
sick physical cards.
Oh, thank you. All
Can't wait for a
right.
TPK. Let's go.
Oh, sweats nervously. Okay. So for the first zombie, I'm going to play a card that has 3 points on it. It's going to move. It has a movement of 20. You see the mechanized zombie begin to fling forward, and it's going to head towards Bruce. For 2 action cost, I'm going to use Ram and Claw. It moves quickly around the room, clawing randomly at anyone nearby, and that random person is Bruce. The person they attack must make a defense roll against the zombie's physical stat. It's a D10 difficulty. This is a physical stat, so that means you have to use either power or agility.
Yeah, I'll use agility.
Okay.
Ooh, is there anything I can do to dodge this? Could I say that maybe either acrobatics or notice will help me here? I don't know if this helps in combat if it's out, specific for out of combat.
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely it helps. So which one do you want to use?
I think acrobatics makes sense for his kind of character.
Okay, so that will add a +1 to your success range. So you said you want to use agility?
Yeah. So I have
What
to roll.
is your agility?
Agility is a 3.
Okay.
So with... Yeah, I have to roll under 4 with a D10. Oh, God. 8.
Okay. That unfortunately is going to be a fail. Roll me a d10.
2.
Okay. Wow. You're so close there. Okay, so since you failed, it is not a crit though. You will take 5 damage. So the way that this works
5.
is the way that taking damage works is you will get the damage applied to your agility first. So you said your agility was 4?
3.
3. Okay. So since you took 5 damage, it hits your agility and there's only 2 remaining. So you will take only 2 hit points of damage.
Okay. So, but my agility doesn't change?
Your agility does go down 1. So your
1.
rank will
Okay.
temporarily decrease. That is the way that the
Ooh,
fatigue
okay.
mechanic works. So essentially, like, the more you get hit, the harder it's going to be for you to continue to dodge these things.
Yeah. Okay.
But you only take 2 hit points of damage.
Sorry, can you say that again?
You only take 2 hit points of damage, and your agility goes down 1.
Okay, yeah.
Okay, it can't do anything else with the other attack there. Another zombie, we're gonna say the one that Vold cast the break on, it's going to swing towards Ivy, and it's going to try to hit Ivy here. So what I need from you is a defense roll with a physical stat. So Ivy, you'll need to use either agility or power.
I will use agility. I would also like to use my acrobatics.
Absolutely, yeah. So you'll add a +1 to your success range.
It's a D10.
Yes.
I need a 4. Oh my gosh. Lower. 2.
Okay, that's a success. So it doesn't hit you. You see that as it comes swinging towards you, you manage to dodge out of the way, no problem. And then it begins to try to swing back towards you from the other way because it costs 2 action points and it's casting a 4 card. So go ahead and make that roll again for me.
Okay.
You got this!
How does discordance work? Do I need to declare before I roll this die?
No, I think it'll be fine. If you want to activate Discordance, you can do that.
I would like to do that.
Okay. What specifically of your Discordance do you want to use?
+1 success range.
Okay. So tell me what it looks like as you reach into corruption, reach into these like dark, chaotic, untamed magics in order to try to bolster yourself.
I think it's like these black veins, like you see them like flash and ripple through her all of her exposed skin, you know? And her eyes go like pitch black.
Excellent. I love it. Okay, so you can add a +1.
Okay, now I need a 5 or lower on a D10.
Mhm.
5.
Okay, you make it. So you just, your eyes go dark and you see these veins and you manage to just superpower dodge over it. All right. And for the last zombie, it's going to head towards Evan and Fred. So I'm going to need a D10 difficulty check, either power or agility. I'm going to use my 4 card. No, I don't. Oh, okay, my bad.
No, I'm just kidding. All right. So what am I rolling here?
So this is going to be a physical attack. You need to either roll agility or power. And if you have any skills that you think can help you in this situation, we can definitely apply that.
I will like to use power, and the skill that I have is intimidation.
Okay. Yes, absolutely. So that means, what is your power?
My power is 4.
Okay, so that means you'll have to get 5 or lower to succeed here.
Okie dokie. Yeah! I got a 6.
Oh.
Oh no. Okay.
What?
Roll me a d10. Let's see if it's a crit.
Oh, close.
It's fine. It's fine.
What did you roll?
I rolled an 8.
Okay, that's fine. All right, so you take. Wow, I rolled a 5. Okay, you take 7 damage here. So, what it was a 5 you said, right? Okay.
4.
4. Okay, so that means you only take 3 damage, and you have to reduce your attribute by 1 rank.
Okay.
So 3 hit points of damage, and your dodging gets a little shittier as this thing just kind of slaps you across the face.
Oh, Evan, why did you program these to hit?
I programmed them to look like they were gonna hit, not to commit to it.
I think maybe you did a bad job then, my friend.
Well, you know what? I was under a lot of pressure. I got a lot of things going on. Do you know how hard it is to rhyme words?
No, it's very. Do you have a thesaurus?
Why did I think of that?
As you say that, you hear a dong as it begins to come back towards you for another slap. Please roll again.
Bold hears none of this.
All
He's
right,
so
I
focused.
will roll again, but real quick, I want to know, what did I do to you, Stella? I rolled an 8.
Oh no. Roll me a d10, please.
Okay. I rolled a 5.
Okay. So I only rolled a 1, so you take 3 damage against your 3, I believe. So you don't take any hit points, but your agility does go down another rank.
This would be my power, because if my agility went down, I'd be at 0.
Oh, sorry, your power. Yeah.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
All right. Well.
Well, now it's Bruce and Ivy's turn. Who wants to go first?
I'll go first. Okay. I'm gonna take an action to recharge and get some of my magic energy back.
Okay.
As I kind of just like, after getting struck, I kind of like stagger backwards, kind of let out a deep sigh and pull off my scarf, because we're in the warmth, at least the semi-warmth of this haunted mansion, haunted house. And you'll see that underneath the scarf, this wouldn't be like a surprise to anyone else, obviously, but maybe a surprise to the viewers. But underneath the scarf, his head and his body is actually detached. So there's just like, whenever he breathes, that's where the air seems to come out of whenever he needs to inhale or anything like that. So he pulls it off, and you can just see the head kind of just floating maybe an inch above his neck. And he kind of crouches down on the ground just quickly to try and concentrate and get some of that magic energy back. And I think I roll 3d4.
Yes.
3 times your endurance, right?
It is your
Your endurance
endurance
times
rank. So what is
Yeah.
your endurance rank?
3.
3? Okay, so you roll 3d4s.
Okay. 9, perfect. I go
Alright.
right back up
Yep,
to
you
full.
heal your magical energy by 9 points. So that is one action.
Oh,
What card
yes,
did
I
you
forgot to
play?
actually play the card. It was a 3. All of my cards are 3, so yes, a 3.
Okay, so you have 2 actions left.
Yeah. Oh, that costs a lot. I am going to. What do I see around me?
So you see the tracks. You see that there is an electrical box off to the side, half hidden behind a curtain. You see that there are a number of corridors that go off to the left and right into different rooms. And you see a closet towards the back of the room, which Vold is literally right in front of. And in the middle are the zombies.
I will use my free action. How far away from the door of the wall of maze of mirrors are we?
You're right at the door.
Okay. And is it closed? Is it open?
It's there's no
Is this a
actual
hole?
door. It's just like a door threshold.
I want to. Oh, physical attack is 2 actions, so I'm going to do anything after that. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to wrap my hand in my scarf, and I want to break one of the windows. I mean, one of the mirrors.
One of the mirrors. Okay.
Yeah.
I'll call that interacting with a small object. So that's only going to be 1 action.
Okay. Do I need to roll anything for that?
Nope. You have smashed a mirror. You get the sense that you might get bad luck from doing that.
I bend luck to my will. It's fine.
Oh, okay. You're good.
And I'm gonna grab. I'm gonna grab one of the shattered shards, kind of flip it in my hand. I'm gonna cast Throw.
Okay.
And that's a 2 action. But if this counts as a small object, I get to cast it as a 1 action.
Yes.
If this shard does.
Yep.
Okay. So I want to cast Throw. I want to throw this shard at the electrical box. I want to see if I can break it, crack one of the fuses, something like that, and shut down these mechanic zombies is my goal.
Okay. So it isn't an inanimate object, and this game system does defensive rolls. So it assumes that, like, if you're trying to hit something, you're gonna hit it unless it can dodge out of the way. So you hit it. Let's see how hard you hit it. Make me a power check. We'll do a d6 here.
Ooh, power. Can I use mind as this is a mind spell?
Yes, I will allow
Awesome.
it. That makes sense.
Because I think physically he's very weak. He augments everything he does with his magic.
That makes perfect sense to me.
So what would that be? What would I roll?
D6 mind.
Okay.
Let's see how hard you hit it.
There's nothing I can do to help with that. Yeah. Okay. 1.
Okay, roll me a d10.
So yeah.
Let's see if it's a critical.
2. Okay.
Okay. All right. So you throw this piece of glass that you've broken, and you see it smash into the electrical box with immense power. Sparks begin to fly, and you see it completely illuminating the room for a moment, and you realize just how absolutely wretched these mechanical zombies look. And all of a sudden, you see one is like about to try to slap Evan again, but it just goes like, and we'll effectively call combat done here as they become inanimate once more.
With that light flashing, that would catch Volt's attention, and she would just look up. That's pretty. And then, is she at this closet?
Yeah. Do you want to open it?
She is grabbing onto the handles, and before she opens, okay, so I need you to step back, little lesbians. Oh, we're gonna help you. And she just opens the doors.
You open the doors and you see that there are 3 little lesbians there, and they are wearing, one's wearing overalls that are extremely fuzzy and pink. You see that another one's wearing an oversized hat and a pretty little dress. And you see another one that's wearing these big ass shoes that definitely don't belong to them. And the 3 of them...
You just say the Powerpuff Girls.
They're all huddled together, and you see their big, fearful eyes, and they say, "Did you come to save us?"
Yeah, it's okay. You come on. And she's putting her arms in to, like, kind of scoot them out.
You manage to rally them, and they cling to you, and they're crying, and they're like, "You're our hero."
That's right. I did all of it.
What's your name?
Fold. It's like mold, but with a V.
Vold, 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 Vold. And they all begin to just chant your name.
She just smiles.
Okay. Let's go, lesbians. We need to leave.
I swear I didn't program them to attack. I don't know why they would have attacked us like this.
Should you maybe check the... I don't know the stuff you do.
I'm gonna go and check to see if there's any shenaniganery going down.
Okay. Like, are you checking the the zombies themselves or the electrical box?
I'm checking the zombies themselves.
Okay. You check out the zombies. Go ahead and do a mind check for me. We'll say that this is a D6.
Okay, so I have to roll a 1.
Wait, hold on. You've got something here. You've got your
Technology, right?
Technology.
Yeah.
Is that your specific or is that your general?
My specific is set design, which is tech. So yeah.
Yeah. Okay. So this will be. We'll say that this is specific, which means you get to roll 2 times.
Okay. Hey, I rolled a 1.
Yes. Okay. You succeed here. You're looking at the zombies, and you can tell that they have. There's a like a toggle on them that's like mid. They're just labeled mid and overkill, and someone has accidentally knocked them to the overkill. You realize how very easy it is to toggle between the two of them.
I really should have did something about that. I should have put a warning label. That's on me. I'm gonna set them all back to mid, and then okay. So there's a thing that guitarists do where they can take the dial and take it off so that it stays at the right setting because people like to play with dials. I'm going to take the dial off so that it stays on mid and not overkill.
Okay,
and I'm going to do that
absolutely.
for all of them.
Yes, you can add 3 mechanized zombie tabs to your inventory.
Hey. You never know. Never know what'll come handy.
Evan, I just have one question.
It's probably the same question I'm about to ask, actually, so I'll leave it to Ivy.
Probably also same here.
Okay, here it goes.
Why did you set an overkill up? What's that for?
Well, I didn't mean for them to be in overkill, but I figured if I'm creating zombies, I want them to be fully capable of doing what real zombies can do, and then we'll tone it down. That way it's more realistic. If I made a zombie from scratch that couldn't do zombie stuff and just like I'm trying. Listen, this is a theatrical experience, and I want people to feel genuine terror. My body hurts real bad right now.
I wanna.
Mine does too.
I just I point at my eye for where Evan got a black eye. Enjoy your theatrical experience, I suppose.
I feel great.
Me too.
I didn't mean for anybody to get hurt.
Lesbians are fine. Let's get them out of here before we figure out you accidentally built a supervillain self-destruct button.
Come on, little husbands. As she's
He's
making them each grab a hand, and then she's grabbing one of their hands, so that it's like little ducks in a row.
Train, yeah.
And leading them.
You see the very last one holds up a hand towards Ivy.
I have Peter grab their hand.
Yay! They seem extremely excited, and they happily take Peter's vine. Excellent. So as the group of you begin to shuffle out, the camera lingers for a moment, and it pans down one of the dark hallways into the supervillain room, where we see this dark, hulking, robotic creature, and it's got these lens eyes, and it kind of flashes red for a moment. But that's a different story. And
remember you said a supervillain button? I have a question about that. If somebody were to have, I don't know, just for the realistic nature of it, made a button where somebody pressed it, the entire house fell in on itself, that would be bad, right?
I'm gonna let Bruce take that one, and I just keep walking into
As the group of you step outside, you can see that there's a small group gathered here, and at the very fore of the crowd are 3 individuals that you distinctly know who they are. They are the Polycule, the 3 leaders of the Inestra Magical Academy. There's Sylvia Drame, she, they, Vincent Alabaster, they, he, and Quinn Lang, they, them. The 3 of them, absolutely fashionably dressed to the nines. They greet all of you with ecstatic cheer. Everyone is absolutely in tears and laughter and relief as they hug the lesbians that have been safely secured. And you see Sylvia Drame, they step forward, and she is wearing this slinky dress. It's appropriate, but it's sexy in a classy way, right? She has her hair half pinned up, half down, draping. Yeah, yes. And she says to you, "Thank you so much for all of your effort in taking care of the children. The lesbians are safe thanks to you. I think it's only appropriate that we entrust in you a very important task. You see, we had a squad of students signed up to cleanse the orb, but they, unfortunately, suffered an accident playing Rin or Rost. Did I say that right? Hold on, where's my note? I think so. We choose you to go cleanse the Yorb."
Can I sleep first?
Yes, of course, my dear.
Thanks.
The lesbians are our future.
Leave no lesbian behind.
And it'll be here that we're going to take our break as the group of you are led to some extremely comfortable and soothing napping chambers where there's some biscuits, there's some tea, and there's some comfort creatures around to...
Bold avoids all of it and falls asleep. Flops on the bed.
Excellent. So we will continue our adventure here in about 5 minutes. We're going to go grab some water, do some stretching, and we advise all of you to do the same as well. So we'll be right back pretty soon. And we are back, everyone. Thank you so much for your patience. I would like to take a moment to remind everyone to please check out the Kickstarter. Funded in less than 3 hours. We are currently, as of this moment, at around $28,500 with 652 backers. And this is literally just day 2. Thank you so much for all of your support, everyone. This is a very wonderful system, written very mindfully and filled with a lot of love and attention to detail. So please, please, please check it out. You can find the links there in the chat. And if you're watching this on YouTube, you can find the links below. All right, we're going to go ahead and jump right back into it here. So the group of you have this moment to rest and restore yourselves. And as you do, you spend the rest of the night, spend the rest of the day to recover. And you wake up fresh and early the next morning, reconvening outside of the Magical Academy. What does it look like here after some of you got slapped around by zombies the day before, but you do feel a lot better now. We have restored some hit points. We have restored some magical energy. Do you wear something different? What's going on? You do know that the Yorb is in a remote location, so you're gonna have to do a bit of a trek to get there.
I think I'm in another vacation dad getup. I think it's a white t-shirt with a like bright orange, like I think it had like palm trees on it and everything, like the whole 9 yards of it. I'm wearing that over the white tee. Again, I think it's like probably green cargo pants this time, and same sandals, same like beige sandals. That's just always his look. And again, as always, his eyes are changing color every couple of minutes.
Okay.
What a vibe. The biggest thing that's different about Ivy is now I am wearing bike shorts instead of a skirt because I have to go on a trek. But otherwise it's like the same crop top, and now it's like bike shorts.
Okay. Excellent. Yes.
Evan is a soft little lad, and so he comes in with his arm in a sling, an eye patch, bandages on his lips. Very much, you can tell every bit of where they got hit, and yeah, it's just, hey everybody, how's it going?
Ooh, you're not looking too hot.
Oh, yeah, it's fine.
You would see Vold showing up a little late on accident because she overslept. And she's wearing the exact same clothes. Nothing has changed.
I love that.
Probably
I love her so
sprayed like a
much.
little bit
Love
of
that.
perfume on her, so maybe it smells a little better, and then like on her pits. That'll work. And she just arrives. Should I roll in my overalls if we're trekking?
Yeah, you probably should.
And she bends down and she starts folding like the bottom of her overalls to go over her boots, which are still very much unlaced.
I
Good to go.
love the image that like everyone's just standing there like in a circle, like just watching Vold like reach down, and she's like folding up the ankles of her pants. And like as you're doing that, Sasha comes running up, and you can see that they're holding something and go, "Oh, I'm glad that I caught you. I heard about what happened yesterday, and I just wanted to say I'm really impressed. Thank you so much for saving the lesbians. There wasn't a scratch on them."
Yep,
It was. Don't thank us. It's all Vold and Evan, really.
that's right.
I just look at Bruce.
Bruce doesn't look change at all. He's just like, it was all Evan and Vold.
Oh, you see that Sasha's like turning like away to Vold and Evan, and Ivy's just like completely not in vision anymore. Oh, thank you so much. Wow, I heard that it was pretty bad in there.
No,
Evan took most of the hits for us. He's honestly was the hero.
he was like a punching bag.
Oh no,
That punch is back, though.
are you okay?
You know, I couldn't let anything happen to the lesbians. It's really a small price to pay when you consider the safety of the next generation of witches.
Wow. Yeah. They like kick a rock. They look down at their feet. They begin to wring their hands around whatever thing that they have.
Hey, do you have like maybe a minute?
We have to go cleanse an orb.
Yeah.
The Yorb. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm gonna like nudge Ivy and just be like, let's let him have this. Have you?
Let
I
him
saw the
cook.
poems. Let him cook. Okay. Let him cook.
As you
I
start
saw
to
his
flirt,
poems. Ooh,
Vold goes
he's gonna
back
need all
down to
help
the
he can get.
ground. He's now trying to lace her shoes as you do this.
A minute. Yeah.
Yeah. If you have one, I just need
Yeah.
to
Of
tell
course.
you
I
something.
mean, yeah. Okay.
Okay. All right. Huh?
Well, should I? They like lift up this thing they're holding. It's like shrouded in like a cloth. They're like, should I do this first, or do you want to talk first? Is it urgent?
Yes.
Well,
I don't know what that yes was to. I'm so sorry.
Shh.
Oh, sorry.
That's
Sorry.
loud, Evan.
Yes. We should talk right now.
Okay. They
You
like.
can
Yeah.
put the thing down, I guess.
I can take it.
Okay. Sasha hands it over to you, and as you hold it, you can smell that they are scones. They are candied ginger scones. And like as you kind of
Ooh.
flip it up to look inside, you see that there is like a little bowl of jam and then a little bowl of cream in there, and they look freshly baked. Very, very fresh. And Sasha's like, "Oh, yeah, they're for all of you. I'll be right back." And
Okay. Yep.
Thank you.
No, Evan, we're gonna talk now.
Oh,
I was
right,
telling
yeah,
them
no.
that I'll be right back.
Okay. Yeah. No. I'm okay.
Yeah.
I go with you. Okay. It's just fun.
Oh, I thought you were going to lead.
Oh no, I'll lead. I can do that.
Goodness gracious, you two.
I turned to Ivan and be like, "This is the last time I do anything nice. This is the last time I tried.
You see?
I tried."
Bold can't figure out her shoelaces, so she just bundles them up and stuffs them in the tongue.
Okay, Bruce bends down to do her shoelaces.
You help them. I
okay,
help
I can
these
do
two.
it.
Bruce, you
No, no,
can't
no.
help. You've got scones and it takes 2 hands.
Oh, that's true. That's a good point.
She just stands up and... Oh, good to go.
So Sasha's like,
we'll
options.
we'll just start walking. Evan, you
Yeah.
catch up with us.
What? Right.
And then you two can figure out whatever.
It'll be super quick.
Sasha, if it doesn't work out, you know where my dorm is. And I start walking.
What
You
does
see-
that mean?
You see Sasha just watching
explain
Ivy
on the
walk
way.
away, and then just yeah, Evan, did you want to say something?
Yeah. Ivy's really cool. I didn't really do all that much. So can I give you something and you don't look at it until like much later? Like really? Yeah.
Yeah, I mean, of course, I respect your
All right. Okay.
but I
here.
kind of need to know like how much
mm.
is later. Like, do you mean like 10 minutes later or like
Like-
10 years later?
like me out of eye shot, ear shot, whatever
Okay.
other senses you might have shot.
Oh, okay. Well, I'm an oracle, and yeah.
Okay.
Huh?
Okay. All right. Just I can raise the dead, you know? this is super easy. All right. I wrote you a poem. I think you're really cute. I'd like to go out with you. Bye. I'd like to use one of my discordants to open my wings and fly away.
Okay. So, can you describe to me what your wings look like?
So
Not the
his-
one wing angel disappearance.
Do we hear the theme song?
his wings are the shape of hands, so it's just like two protruding hands come out of his back and just do this, and he takes off, leaving a poem like floating in a direction.
Sasha's just like, what? And then they just like watch you leave, and like the poem like falls to the ground. They're like, oh, you dropped something, huh? And they pick it up, and they just like watch you fly away with your hand wings. They're like, okay, they said out of eye shot. Wow, it is a very clear day today. And they wait. 30 minutes pass, they wait. They're like, I'm an oracle. I can see really well.
I forgot to mention I also have a 1 on the Riz stat.
Anyway, we pan away from Sasha.
God.
The group of you wander your way through the wilderness outside of the Inestra Magical Academy. You see all around you there are signs of life beginning to push up between mounds of snow and muddy piles, and you see that the trees all around you, most of them are barren, but as you're walking through, there are the tiniest, almost imperceptible buds beginning to manifest on these trees. But as you're moving further and further away from the academy, I think that especially you, Ivy, you notice that the plants around you are not doing well. They are in a state of decay that is beyond the throes of winter. You notice that there is great unhealth in the area.
Is there a reason we would know why this is happening? Like, is there like this is to be expected, or is it weird?
It is to be expected, especially in the state of like presence of discordance. And you know that you're heading towards the Yorb, which is a magical enchanted orb, or in a remote part of the academy. It draws on discordance into it as a way to protect the area around. And you know,
Could
because
I try to identify these?
yeah, absolutely. Go ahead and roll me.
I actually have what's called connecting the dots.
Okay. What does it
I don't know
say?
what I need to roll, but it says when identifying plants, you gain a +1 to your success range.
Okay.
What do you have me roll?
I'll have you roll mind. So we'll add 1
okay.
to your success range. We'll say that this is a D4.
Oh, then I auto success.
Okay, cool. Absolutely. As you're looking around, Vold, at the plants and the state of what's going on around us, it's very easy to tell that this is an effect of the discordance being collected and it just kind of sitting there, and it's just sort of stagnant, right? And you know that the area will not be purified until the discordance is taken care of. And you are all here on the job to cleanse it specifically. But you do notice that this is a lot worse than it was last year.
As she connects the dots, y'all could see as her glowing freckles, there's now a glowing line that begins to form from one of them as it moves from one dot to the next, connecting them. And once she's able to determine what this is, one of her freckles goes out like a star going black. Interesting. And she says, standing up and just looking back at them.
Yeah, I will just be like very suddenly beside her and just be like, did you notice anything?
Yeah, they're worse. Ivy would know.
I'll turn to Ivy.
Let me try something. All right, I got some spice for you, Stella.
I love me some spice.
So I have Death Whisperer.
Oh.
I would like to use. Can I, with Ivy's extrapolated explanation of like corpse, Death Whisperer on one of these plants?
Yes, because that sounds super cool. Can you read to me what Death Whisperer says?
I can, when I find a corpse, I can determine its cause of death. So, example, I may learn that it died due to poison, but not know when, who, how.
Okay.
So I would like to find like something bigger, like a bush or something.
Mm-hmm.
And if I may, just kneel down, and I think you see, because I have one discordance already, those discordance veins like kind of throb, and the eyes go black again. What happened here?
As you whisper out to this extremely dead bush, it almost seems to shiver in a death rattle here. You know it's dead, so there is no spirit remaining in it. The magic has long faded, but you sort of shake away at the ghost of it that must remain. And you see some kind of, for a moment in your mind's eye, you see an image of some dark, hulking figure, sort of ethereal, something shadowy, and it's long and bent over on itself, and it's moving through the forest in the direction of the orb.
We would know what like spirits are, I assume, because like I know from
Like Vold is a spirit. You do
About to
know,
say I'm a spirit.
yeah.
Oh, sick.
You do know that spirits come in all sorts of shapes and sizes. Spirits are essentially just magical beings, and they're all around you. You know that Celeste, like Bruce and Evan, they are half spirit, half human as well.
I guess I would turn and tell the group what I saw, so we need to repeat it.
Can I get mind checks from everyone but Evan? We'll do a D6 roll here.
But Evan? Okay.
Not everyone but Evan.
4.
Listen, Evan's a little distracted right now.
Or is that a pass for you? Okay.
Yes.
Is this like what kind of check? Would this be like? What skill can I apply to this? What is this?
This is
roll
a
for?
mind check. This is to
Um,
recall something that happened.
Recall. Okay. Yeah. No.
Recall. I would like to second discordance because why not? It's a one shot.
Ooh, okay.
I rolled a 1, so that's succeed.
Okay. And then
to
can I also get a
reroll
critical die from everybody too?
Critical die.
6.
I got a 10.
Okay, yay!
Yeah!
Our first crit. Okay, cool. So that's a crit from Vold. Bruce, did you pass?
Yeah, I passed.
Normal pass?
No crit. Yeah,
Okay.
normal pass.
And Ivy?
I got a 1 with a critical 1 on my D10.
Not the other end.
Okay, so that means you pass with a complication. Okay. So you described this creature that you saw. Evan, you have no idea what the fuck that Ivy's talking about.
I can't believe I flew away.
Yeah. To be thinking about that.
Ivy, as you channel your discordance, do we see any other kind of physical manifestation here?
I think like dark miasma starts coming off of Ivy.
Ooh, okay. So Ivy, you remember there's something kind of violent about the remembering of it, and you feel a bit shaken. You have this feeling of fear, like, wow, maybe this thing is really powerful. And you remember the shadowy crustacean from the Maze of Mirrors. And Vold, with that crit success, you're pretty sure what Ivy is describing is a shadow entity of some kind. It must be a creature of pure discordance. Maybe it wasn't a coincidence that whatever this was, like, it sounds eerily familiar to what was in the Maze of Mirrors.
It's a dark entity. I feel it too, Ivy. Are you okay?
I'll be fine, I'm sure. We have a job to do. Ew.
Do you have like a personality change, or does something turn off and turn on as your discordance is fully out there?
I think it's more
That we
like
noticed.
there's the black veins and there's miasma coming off me. Like, clearly something is wrong.
You haven't hit your max yet, though, right?
No, I've not hit max
Okay.
yet.
Okay.
I have one more I could use. But Ivy's like, we just have to find it, and
Did you hear anything?
no, I just saw plants don't hear very well.
Could I use a discordance from my hearing? To see if I can hear anything in the distance?
Yeah, you can definitely do that. What does it look like as you activate discordance?
You see the yellowing in her eyes. It starts to get a little bit bigger and covering even more of the milkiness of the whites. And probably about a quarter of the glowing freckles go black. And as her skin from the dark maroon that was on her extremities is beginning to start crawling up even more of her body and covering more of her face. And her hair that was in a nice bun starts to kind of unravel a bit as she uses one discordance.
Okay, and this is specifically for your hearing, right?
Yes.
Okay, so you gain the ability to lock onto sounds and not become distracted by other noises. So as you're kind of perceiving around you, you could swear you hear the sound of footsteps going up stairs. In the
Can I tell how far?
distance that way, like a mile that way.
She's just going to relay that and pointing, it's that way.
Noted. Okay. I guess we should just scout ahead. Do we know how to deal with these things?
We don't know really what it is.
Hopefully it can be helped and cleansed just like the orb. We won't have to, fight it.
Yeah, I'm not much of a fighter.
I know.
I mean, maybe I didn't blow it.
What do you mean, Evan?
Huh?
Yeah, what happened? Did it
Evan?
go well?
What's with
You
the...
mean-
And I point at the hand.
The hands just.
Like, you
You
weren't
know what?
walking that fast. We didn't need to fly over to catch up with us.
I think the hands are like on his back doing one of these
No, I hate it.
I hate that. Oh,
as they're
man.
thinking to themselves, like, huh? The orb. We maybe I didn't blow the chance to do the orb.
We haven't even arrived at the orb. There was no chance to blow it.
I'm in luck.
Bold
I don't
starts
think we
walking.
believe that. Yeah, I would just
I'm
start
gonna
walking with
follow-
Old.
I'm gonna follow.
I'm
Bold.
following Vol.
As the group of you begin to move forward, you see that the forest eventually breaks into a clearing, and you see what appears to be a very large vertical corridor of stairs, and it shifts around randomly. You would know, because you're students here, that this is called the Trixie Wizard Stairs.
Ooh,
Oh,
no, this... that was really good.
I hate climbing.
You're really good at it, though.
Oh yeah, I say that as I have to use another discordance for this. She wants to climb quickly.
Okay.
And what you're seeing now, as she's saying that, her arms, there seems to like sprout these vines, these just spindly or spindly little vines that start going down towards her hands, and her hands begin to lengthen and thorn out a bit, almost like claws have been bestowed upon her. And she's gonna climb as quickly as she can up these stairs like a goblin.
Okay.
Before she does, from my understanding of the Trixie Wizard Stairs, do I know like it's easy to get lost here?
Roll do a
Oh.
history check here. Anybody who
Okay.
wants to can do this. It will be a mind check of a D10.
Man, oh,
All right, let's
God.
try it.
may as well. I don't get like bopped for it. Oh hey,
I'm
I
gonna use.
I got a one.
Can I
Okay.
roll a notice to be able to see if this is a thing that looks like it could be easily
No.
lost in? No. Fuck. Okay.
Oh well, we'll
Um,
we'll do
oh.
a different roll for you then. This is specifically. Let's do the history one first.
Okay.
Okay.
I
So
failed.
you failed. Okay. Roll me a crit die, please. Everybody who's rolling
Oh.
for history.
Yeah. Okay, I rolled a 2.
5.
Okay. Okay. Vold, did you pass? Okay.
Yeah, I got a 2.
All right, Ivy and Vold, as you're trying to remember the history of the Trixie Wizard Stairs, you vaguely remember in one of your classes talking about geography that there was some kind of rumor or legend, or you read it somewhere. It's all really vague. It was back when you were in the Goy age range, right? You remember that if you ask really nicely, the stairs will take you where you want to go.
Volt does not ask.
Okay, you see Vold beginning to like just erratically climb up the
Oh,
stairs,
okay.
and the stairs are constantly shifting. So I think what it looks like is like Vold kind of gets up like a quarter of the way, and the stairs shift so that Vold is kind of like running in place essentially. It's kind of like Escher's kind of like stair
Yeah.
welling.
I like step on one stair. I don't know if it works for everybody or just one person. Could we please get to the orb? Thank you.
I'm trying to decide if I should give the stairs a voice. You hear this disembodied, echoing voice, sort of gently emanating from the stairs, and says, "Well, hi there. Of course. I hope you have a great day. Listen, you want to be careful. There's some snow in some places, so it might be kind of slippery. And, we don't want you to get hurt or anything.
Yes, thank you. Did a dark, shadowy, hulking figure come through here?
Oh, yes.
And it asked to get somewhere?
No, it's just sort of made its way up. I mean, sometimes some, crafty people and all of that, and
Volt is doing it.
yeah, like eventually you kind of break through and you're beginning to climb up normally.
Yeah, well, thank you. I don't know if this works for everyone. Let's go, everybody.
Well, and accessibility is very important, so if you don't want to climb the stairs, I can just bring you right up there. It's fine.
We're
It's an escalator?
quite a hurry.
I'm a magical pair of stairs. I can be anything.
It says to you in real life.
Yeah. You see like the handrail kind of like point up towards the mold.
Whatever would be quickest.
Well, hop on. What about your
I
friend
hop
over
on.
there? It points
Evan.
over to Evan.
Evan, get on
Who's
the
still
stairs.
just going in circles with the weak fingers to do this? Huh?
Evan.
Yeah, what?
Stairs.
Stairs. That's them. Oh, we're going up them. All right.
Please forgive them.
No, hold on. It's fine. It's a Monday. Like, I get it. And then it's just like some really gentle elevator music starts playing. It's like y'all begin to like get lifted up, and then you pass Vold.
What?
Cole, get on.
It stops.
She will reach a little tendril over and like climb on.
The
I'll
more
put
the
it
merrier.
Stairs, you're always up to something.
She's like, and you get
Can we
to
turn
the
it
top.
off?
Oh, of course. Do you want something different? Maybe a nice.
Silence.
I'm a really big fan of WAP.
Do you have any yin yang twins?
I feel very conflicted because some of you want silence and some of you want some extra delicious jams, and I'll just leave it at the silence. All right, and you can just think the songs that you want it to be. Anyway, we've arrived, and you get to the very top of the platform, and as you step out onto the platform, you can see that something changes. It's almost as if stepping into another dimension almost. You see that discordance here seems to have afflicted the orb much more than was anticipated. Dark ooze begins to creep out of the orb, almost like a fountain.
I look to this orb and I think I'm gonna use a spell. I'm gonna use divination.
Ooh, okay.
And I think it's again like I just sit down in the most inconvenient places. I think I'm probably like in front of at least half of the group and just sit down on the floor and stare at the orb. And you can see this white smoke drifting out from the separation between my neck and head as I focus. And unlike before, where every couple of minutes my eye color changes, it seems to change every second as I stare at this thing. And I would like to seek further information about this thing. I want to divine it and ask a question about this orb and what is being emitted from it right now.
Okay.
And I guess my main question, because we want to get this over and done with quick, especially knowing there's a creature around, is how can I cleanse this orb quickly?
As you begin to ask that, I think you're kind of fixating on the orb here, and just to tell a cool story, you don't notice that the ooze is beginning to slowly crawl its way towards you, Bruce. And as it does, Ivy, Evan, Vold, you are able to take an action or do something here before it, very obviously, is going to strike Bruce.
I would like to summon, if I may. I would like to summon. I'll just do vines again. I'll summon Peter again. So I'll go subtract whatever 5. That sounds like too high. No, 5. I was right.
Okay, you summon Peter again. What kind of form do you want Peter to take?
Living vines.
Okay.
That's Peter's living vines. I have a second one. We'll see if we meet them. They have a different name.
Okay, so you begin to prepare vines, and Bruce, the moment that it begins to lurch up to try to strike you, you are able to peer into the orb, and you see that there is just a pool of this strange ooze, and you somehow get the sense that this is a shapeless thing, and it's able to shift in form and take whatever form it wants. And for some reason, you get a flash of an image, and you see a lobster, giant and hulking, made out of pure discordance. And as you sort of snap back to reality, you see the ooze in front of you. It just jerks around behind you, and it begins to manifest into the shape of a gargantuan lobster.
Wait, could I do one of my abilities, which is look at me?
Yeah.
I can be a distraction.
Ooh, okay.
As I see this happening and noticing that Bruce is a little out of it, you would see Vold run to the other side of the room and initially just be like, trying to get its attention. And if that doesn't work, yoo-hoo!
Your initial throat clearing doesn't seem to catch its attention, but as you yoo-hoo, the head snaps towards you and it goes,
oh god.
And that's where we will begin. Sorry, go ahead, Evan.
Can I do my one action?
Yes, absolutely.
I would like to cast a spell, and I'm going to cast Weaken on it. If the target fails their defense check against the spell, inflict them with the Weaken curse. Their attacks do 2 less damage until the curse ends.
Oh, that is so good. Okay, hold on, let me have a look at this.
And because of my passive ability Longevity, my curses duration are doubled.
Okay, so it has to do a defense check power.
Yes.
So that is going to be physical.
Let's get physical.
So it's going to roll a d10.
I love this group.
Okay. It fails. Roll d.
So it is going to be affected by this for 2 minutes.
Okay.
What does it do?
Their attacks do 2 less damage.
Oh.
So
Okay.
what does this look like? Oh, hold on. Yeah. Okay, yep.
I think I think you see the hands on his back kind of opening up and creating just an orb of darkness, and they, with his wings sprout and go full wing mode, the darkness falls down on this thing. And you can just see black lightning around it, restricting movements and pecking, not doing damage, but enough make it uncomfortable enough so it can't attack with its full strength.
That's right. I'll attack. I will distract.
Very cool. Okay, we will do our initiative rolls now. So I need you to roll an agility or soul check. We'll do a difficulty of a d8 here.
Oh, okay. So I actually have to roll that one.
I succeed.
I fail!
Oh, God.
Okay, so we have Evan failed, Bruce succeeded.
I also failed. Got a 7.
Okay, Ivy.
I also got a 7.
Vold, did you pass or fail?
I failed.
Okay. Ooh. Okay.
This is not looking great for us, gang.
Okay, so Bruce.
It makes sense. I saw the future. It's cool. It makes sense.
Bruce, because you passed, if you want to switch with somebody, you can.
No.
Okay.
Not right now. Yeah.
That is totally good. So, at the beginning of combat, we will draw our cards. So, I'm going to go ahead and make sure everyone recall. Okay, so you get to draw 3 fresh cards. And we'll start with Bruce. After you've drawn your 3 cards, tell me what card you want to play.
Okay. Ooh, I'm gonna save that one. So what actions does it take to go with Discordance? How many actions is that?
That's a great question.
Discordance is 1 action, I believe.
Let's go with that, yeah.
Okay. So I guess this is a world building question as well. In this university, which I immediately forgot the name of because I'm a terrible person, is combat a thing we're taught as well, or is it just pure magic? Like, would it make sense for us to have weapons on us?
Yes. If you want to have a weapon on you, if it would make sense for your character, it can look like whatever you want.
Okay.
Especially in the wintertime, because magic is unstable and dangerous, it's pretty normal to hone your other non-magical skills during winter.
Okay. First, I used a lot of that divination, so I'm going to recharge and get some more of my magical energy back, rolling 3d4, and get everything back. And then I'm going to use my 2 actions to arrange 2 actions. Actually, 1 because of quick throw. I'm going to pull out 2 pocket knives. I'm going to cast throw on both of them and throw it at this creature. And because they're small objects, they count as 1 less action.
Okay.
So each of them count as 1 action.
Okay. And I think we determined that it is a mind check.
Yeah.
Okay. So it has a...
As you can see, like, they pull them out. It seems like they're very practiced with these. Maybe to the point it's kind of worrying.
A D4, okay. That's a fail. That is a pass. Okay, so you see the lobster take 1 knife, and then it manages to dodge. With your attack, roll me a D10 to see if you crit.
Okay. Nope.
No, okay. And then go ahead and roll your damage.
Yeah, so it's a D4 plus a number based on how harmful the GM thinks it is. The max is a +3, so
Okay.
whatever you add to it is up to you, but I rolled a 4.
Okay. So I think a D4. Okay, so it's 2. That'd be a
2.
total
Okay, so
of
6.
6. Okay.
6 points of damage as I throw these knives, and as I throw them, you see, like, Bruce is a kind of a lanky person. He's not like built or anything like that. He's not very strong. But as he throws these, you see the mist that comes out from his neck kind of coats these blades, and it actually propels them faster towards this shadow lobster.
Discordance lobster. Yes. Okay.
Discordance
Excellent. So you see that the knife that does hit, it seems to be a pretty stalwart and fortified being. It seems like it does some damage, but not a lot. It will have its physical defense lowered by 1.
And I use my free action to move towards the orb, I think.
Bolt is still distracting as you do that.
Yeah.
Doing, like different hand symbols and trying to dance.
All right. You move closer to the orb. Okay. Next is going to be the creature's turn, and I have created a deck for the creature. It drew a 4.
Its attention is on me.
Okay.
Panic.
Because of this.
Let's see.
Don't make that face.
That's why. How mean am I? Face.
Very mean. Do it. It's a one shot.
It's gonna
One shot, do
it's
it.
gonna double pinch at you, Vold, with a pinch.
Oh no. Make it bad.
So pinch is an action cost of
But
2.
I'm wearing green. It seems like it's
You're
We punch here.
You can't pinch me. You can punch me, I guess, in the UK.
Okay, so it's going to try to pinch you 2 times, Vold. So this is
Ow.
going to be a D10 difficulty to dodge. I'll need you to use either power or agility.
Boo.
They're great on my end. I got a 9.
Okay. Roll another D10 to see if you can dodge the second one.
I got a 6.
Okay. I failed on the crit checks for those. All right.
Oh, thank God.
Okay, so it does hit you 2 times. Okay, that's kind of bad. So that is going to be 12 damage altogether. What is your... Did you use agility or power there?
Did you subtract the damage from it being weakened?
Oh,
I'm
you're
sorry.
right. You're right. Okay. So it's going to do 10 damage instead.
I used agility, which is
Okay.
2.
2? Okay. So that means that's going to be 8 hit points of damage.
Where are my hit points?
It should be on the second tab.
Yeah, it should be underneath
Attributes
endurance.
and abilities and attributes.
I don't see hit points.
Let me
Health.
It should be health.
I don't see health. Oh, it's at the bottom, that's why. Yeah, I'm dead.
check. Oh,
they're down already.
you only have 6
Six?
hit points.
We aren't big.
Okay, so you don't just die immediately. I'll have to look at the rules. I didn't think this was
Pinch
gonna
me and I
happen.
pass out from. Ow.
You get a little pinch. You find that your Yoo-hoo was very effective here.
Too effective.
All of you see as the Discordance lobster just has Vold like pinched like at the shoulders, just holding Vold right now.
She falls asleep. That's what it is. It's like pressure points, you know, where they're putting you to sleep.
Okay, so while I look that up, it'll be Vold, Ivy, and Evan's turn. I would like to request Ivy or Evan to go next.
I'll go.
Okay.
I have cards. They're good cards too. I'm playing a 3. I would like to cast a spell. I have a question though. So when I
Yes.
cast summon, I have an ability called Quick Burst, where when I have a creature summoned, I can summon a second creature that I have a contract with for half the cost of the spell.
Okay.
Do I round up or down? Because it costs 5 ME.
Okay.
So
We'll
half
round
of 5
down. So 2.
2 sick. You are incredible. So I dropped my card. I would like to do that.
Okay.
That will take all 3 actions. That's a 3 cost action.
Okay.
And I summon my other friend. I point at the ground near Pete. I'm like, Venus, I need you. And a like giant Venus flytrap like claws its way out of the ground with its roots.
I love that.
My
Is it one of
summons.
those like Venus flytraps that's like green and then it's got like the edge is like this like speckled like pink color?
Yes, absolutely.
Nice.
Now we have both Venus and Peter. My summons go right after me. So
Okay.
that's I will use my 15 feet of free movement to run towards the crab, actually, where it has Vold. And now I will let Venus and Peter go. Peter I am going to try restraining this crab.
Okay.
Oh, so I attack and then I try to do it. So first I have to try and attack, it seems.
Okay.
So that what would you like me to roll for that? Because I roll, or no, you roll. Question mark.
So yes, I'll have to roll a defensive roll.
Cool.
You have to choose between. Oh, so if it's a physical attack, it has to be power or agility.
It is physical.
Okay. Do you want to use your power or agility?
I will use Peter's. Peter just has a physical rating. It does not.
Oh,
say
okay,
power or
perfect.
agility,
Okay. What is the physical?
so 4.
Okay. Okay. It fails to dodge. Roll me a d10 to see if it crits.
It does not. It will take 1d4 damage.
Okay.
That's 2 damage.
Okay.
And I will use 1 additional action for Peter, because Peter has as many as I do, so 3.
Mm-hmm.
1 additional action to restrain since it hit.
Mm-hmm.
So now we'll have a -1 in -1 success range on all attacks and actions while it's restrained.
Oh wow, that's so good.
Now it's Venus's turn.
Okay. So you do see that, like, as the attack connects, it doesn't look like the lobster takes any, like, physical damage, but does look more tired.
Good.
You are
Perfect.
whittling down on its physical.
That's what we want. I
Sleepy
want it to
like
look
me.
like Peter grabs like one of its like legs and like digs its roots into the ground, and then Venus is gonna come along. And how big is this crab?
It's gonna be very big. We're gonna say that it's like 6 feet tall.
So medium still.
Yes.
Cool. Venus is gonna try and eat it.
Okay.
So Venus is gonna just like Venus flytrap, like come over and like grab its torso, or attempt to. So another physical roll. Venus's physical is 5.
Okay. Okay. Rolled a 1, so it resists.
All right.
See, and then you have to roll to see if it's a crit fail. So roll me a d10.
I shall. Nope.
Okay. So it does manage to resist getting eaten.
It's 2 actions to do a physical attack. I don't have a second physical. I assume Venus can't restore magical energy for me.
No, unfortunately not.
So I will say that's it. I don't have a reason to do anything else. That's me.
Okay. So I looked up the rules. We'll do Vold next. So when you are dying, you are considered knocked out first, and you will enter a contest for your life. Roll me a
Hate
d20.
contests. D20?
You
Oh
want
gosh.
you want to roll under a 10. 10 or under.
Oh. Okay.
What happens if you get a crit? Fail.
Did you roll a 1 or a 20?
I haven't rolled yet. I'm just curious.
Okay, so so let me explain. So if you roll anything above, if you roll 11 or higher, essentially your the die that you roll is going to get smaller and smaller, meaning you're more likely to continue to die. So you'll have to do lower than a 10, the second time lower than an 8, and the final time lower than a 5. And if you fail after that, you are dead.
Sick.
Not a nat 20.
Not this.
Okay, so there is not a like extra dying. So you're fine. You're just not stabilized.
Okay.
You're just bleeding out a normal amount, okay? Not like an excessive amount.
It's perfectly normal for a
It's-
girl your age, okay? It's
I'm losing my
Drac
mind.
also knows that I roll so bad all the time.
Yeah.
So of course, the nat 20 I get.
I'll be honest, I was like, should I bend luck? I'm like, it's Sam. There's no point.
Oh. Damn.
The amount of campaigns I've died in.
I'm sorry. Okay, we're gonna move
It's okay, it tells a
on
good story. Never apologize for good drama.
to Evan.
All right, so it's time for me to put my card on the table. Evan is screaming, "I need a win," and he and I toss my 4 card on the table.
Ooh, okay, 4 action points. Very strong move.
He's slowly walking to this thing with his hand wings out, going, "I think I blew it on a date. I don't know what happened with the zombies and now this, and I'm allergic to shellfish." So he's going to raise his magical power, which means I get to roll 3d4 to raise my magic by that.
Okay. So just to let you know, so in character creation, we selected our skills and we selected a weakness as well. Evan, your weakness is shellfish. So when you roll against this guy here, you will have a -1 to your success range. Just to let you know. But for restoring your magical energy, this does not affect that.
Yeah, I kind of figured that was going to be the case, so I figured quantity over quality. So that means that I'm going to drain my entire magic pool to cast PAL 3 times. Pal says, fire a straightforward blast of magic at the target. If the target fails their defense roll, they take 1d6 force damage. So I am just opening my hands and going, "I need a win!" It's just pouring everything he has into it.
Okay, well, it's very good that like you're going last here because it's taken a beating between Bruce and Ivy's effects here. Okay, straightforward blast of magic. If it fails the defense roll, you do 1d6 damage. Okay, so roll a d8. That's a fail. That's a fail. That's a fail. Roll me a... Roll me 3d10.
Oh,
We'll
3.
see if-
Yeah, that's right.
We'll see if any of these are going to crit. 1 crit. Okay, so what you're gonna do here is you're gonna roll me 4d6 damage because all 3 hit. So you're rolling the 3d6 and then... Sorry, no, you double the damage. Okay, so 3d6 and then double the value for the last one.
All right, so this is 2d6. This is the one that's critting.
Okay.
So that's a total of 9 damage overall.
Wow. Okay. That's very good.
So you just see he opens up his hands and that same door that a spirit came out of opens up again. And it's just necrotic energy flooding out of the door.
Okay, yes. You do a substantial amount of damage to this thing. With your POW, what kind of flavor do you want to give, like, as it smacks into this guy?
I said it was just unleashing necrotic energy. It does it. Instead, what comes out of the door are chefs. Just a ton of ghost chefs. And they're going to work on this big piece of lobster.
They're hacking away, and you hear the lobster wail out. And it looks, you see it's like little mandibles are just kind of shrilling around, and you see that ooze is kind of flying off in different directions. It's pissed, and it looks at you. Vold is no longer a distraction. Evan, the shellfish.
Does it just drop me?
It puts you down gently.
Oh, that's so
It
sweet.
slams you into the ground a couple of times.
Honestly,
and
I feel like
then
it would go whoop, bah.
No, it puts you down gently because it's going to eat you later. But
Oh, good.
First,
they don't wanna
the
tenderize me
shellfish is gonna bite towards you on its turn. Okay, so that will be the end of your turn. So this will be a new round. So what happens here is you don't draw more cards. Whatever you have in your hand, you have to choose from one of the cards that's in your hand of 2 now. Okay?
Okay.
So we start off with Bruce.
Yes, I'm still walking towards this. I'm going to play 3 actions, my 3-action card.
Okay.
And I'm going to... How far away from it is it? It's like 15 feet from me now, because I use my 15 foot movement. Okay, so it's still within range. I'm going to... So I don't need to hold the weapon. I just need to find an object within range and fling it for the throw spell. So I'm going to do that as one action and fling the knife that like clatters to the ground and fling it again at this lobster.
Okay. That's gonna be mined. Okay, it fails. I'm rolling like crap. I'm actually rolling high, so it's like in other games.
Yeah.
This would be good. Okay, it fails. Roll me a d10 to see if it crits.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No, it doesn't.
Okay. So go ahead and roll me the damage.
So it's a d4, which I rolled a 1 on, plus whatever modifier you think it should
D4.
have. Another d4, okay.
Yeah.
So 4 points of damage.
Okay. Alright, so as it's taking this hit, you see that it is definitely getting weaker and weaker. This particular attack doesn't seem to have left a mark.
Okay. And then I'm going to do a recharge check so I can get some more magical energy.
Okay.
8. Perfect.
Okay.
And then... So each level of discordance is 1 action, right? So if I want to go to 2, I have to use 2 of them if I haven't used any at all. Okay.
And it's a max of 3 for this one shot.
Yeah. I think just for flavor, because everyone's doing discordant stuff and I want to do discordant stuff.
Yeah!
As I walk towards, I'm going to increase my discordance on the spirit chart as 1 appendage turns physically intangible and can go through physical objects. Not useful in any way, but I think being around discordance makes it so that I'm kind of almost maybe involuntarily being charged with this energy. And as I step forward, you kind of see my features become more feline. So like my eyes become more like cat-like. My smile actually stretches much further than it really should, and all of them are like canine, sharp pointed teeth. As I kind of it's very Cheshire Cat. As I walk towards this orb, and I use my free action to move again another 15 feet.
Okay, so when you use an action to move more, it is only up to 10, but that's more than enough.
Up to 10? Okay.
Yeah. So just let everyone know, so you do get to move 15 feet for free, and then for 1 action point, you get to move an additional 10.
Is it free 15 feet once per combat?
No, it's once per turn.
Okay, I hadn't used my 15 feet.
Okay, yeah, then you don't need to
yet,
use... So you move forward. You're at the orb now. And then you have that 1 action left.
No, I don't have any actions left. I use throw, recharge, discordance. That's all 3 of my actions gone.
Gotcha. Yeah. All right, now it's the lobster's turn. Okay, what card do I have? This right? Oh, I draw 1 card. That's right. Oh, that's the card I already drew. Okay, I drew a 3. That's perfect. So you see as this creature is being whittled down, all of a sudden it lifts up its claws and it begins to ooze. You see dripping out between the hinges of its claws, the different plates of its body, all this dark ichor begins to manifest, and it pools around, and it begins to lunge out towards everyone within 30 feet. So that's going to be the entire party here. So I need everyone to make... Yes.
It does have -1 range. Oh,
Okay.
success range. Never mind.
Yes. So here I need everyone to make me a D8 mental defense roll for Vold here. Let's see.
Disadvantage or
No, you don't need to roll here. Okay, I see. I actually misunderstood. So when you get reduced to 0 health, you're just knocked out. You're not actually dying. So now that you can't block this, you're now dying.
sick.
So you go
Hey,
ahead
you
and
got
roll
another
me.
chance at the D20.
Yeah, so go ahead and roll me a d20.
Let's go on that one.
Roll a 10 or under.
A 5.
Okay.
I double check.
So you stabilize, you're not dying. You're just
There's
sleeping.
there's 2 wolves in me right now.
So everyone else roll me a D8 mental defense roll. So what this means is you can use your mind or your soul. You rolled a 1. Okay, fantastic. You passed.
It's a D8.
Yes.
Hey, I made it.
Oh, I did not make it.
Okay, I will roll. This is not a crit. You take 5 damage.
5.
So
Okay, so
This is against your. Did you roll your soul or your mind?
both the same. I'll go soul.
Okay, what's the number?
3.
Okay, 3. So that means you take 2 hit points of damage and your soul goes down 1 rank.
And I'll probably like stagger forwards. But my back is to the lobster. I'm just staring at this orb.
So as the ooze just kind of like washes over everyone, you see Ivy and Evan are able to shake it off. Bruce, as it like comes over you, you're just completely overwhelmed by the scent of like really stinky microwaved fish.
Oh god, don't microwave your fish. Especially in an office situation. Please don't do that.
Imagine leaving your microwave with dead fish in the oven.
Yeah, it's pretty bad. Okay. And that is going to be the end of its turn. That's all I can do here. Vold, you are stabilized. So just to let everyone know what the options are, you can use healing magic if you have healing magic to get Vold up. Unfortunately, otherwise Vold is just taking a little nap. So Vold, Ivy, and Evan, it's your turn. Oh,
Any
one
preference of who
question.
goes?
Vold, as an alchemist, and we said that you could prepare 2 potions. Would you say that one of these potions is probably a healing potion?
Yes, but problem with that, I'm not awake to drink it.
True.
How do we RP that? It just magically falls out of my pocket and makes its way rolled up to my mouth, which is like drooling.
I mean, someone else could take care and
I
feed
think
you.
someone would have to use an action, and I think like we have,
Then we'll have to wait for that turn.
yeah. So
Yeah.
it'll have to be Evan or Ivy next.
All right. Evan's not gonna do that.
Okay, do you want to go next then?
Evan needs a win.
Evan needs a win so bad. Yeah. Okay, I'll go.
The lobster looks pretty messed up.
Yeah, well, he's about to look more messed up. Here's my card.
Okay.
So that's 3 actions. You know, I love this game because you can say that, like, hey, here's my card. Like, you know, it's about to happen.
Isn't that okay?
So these wings of mine don't just allow me to fly. They're also hands, and I do so love to throw them. So I'm going to use all 3 actions to throw these hands. I can use my hands as a physical weapon within a range of 10 feet. I deal 1d6 plus half my power rank, rounded down, if the enemy fails their defense roll.
Okay, so power. It's gonna roll a d8. That's a fail. That's a pass.
No!
That's a fail.
Yay!
So it failed 2 times. Roll me 2d10.
Oh, that's right.
See if they crit.
Hey, I crit!
Okay, that's 1 crit. So go ahead and roll me regular damage 1 time, and then we'll double the damage on the second one.
All right, so that's 7 because it's +2.
Okay.
And that's another 7 because it's +2. How do we do crits?
Double. So that's going to be 14 plus 7.
21.
Okay. Damn, what the heck? Okay, hold on. I gotta do math. Oh, no. That absolutely. Tell me what this looks like.
You just see Evan running up going, I need a win! And the wings are swinging as he's running closer. And I think once it's down enough, they just lift it up and crack it. And all the goop falls and the chefs get to work.
Oh my god. I want you to roll me, just for fun, an agility. We'll say a D8.
Okay. My agility is 1, so here we go. That's a 5.
Okay.
I fail spectacularly.
Okay. So as you're kind of throwing hands at this, like there's like discordance lobster juice just flying around, and like it kind of like rains down on you a little bit. It doesn't have to physically harm you. You're not in any danger, but you do have an allergy. You can roleplay it however you want.
I'm just gonna turn to the group and go, did you see that? Did you? It's just gonna go down.
Did we bring the pen? I think the pen is somewhere in here. Like, I don't know. Search through his bag for his EpiPen.
It's in the cloak.
Okay.
The cloak has pockets.
I see Bruce starting one quick. No, Bruce, could you like deal with the orb
This?
before you?
Okay, yeah,
Yeah,
I can do that.
Also, Vold is slowly dying in the background.
No, I have Peter. Would you? And Peter like climbs over, reaches in the vault stuff, and takes out the healing potion.
Yeah. Vold, what does your healing potion taste like?
It probably tastes like raspberries and maybe some blackberries in there, because she's a berry girl. And as
So
she's
Peter
tasting this, it like
gently-
zings the tongue.
Ooh. Okay.
And her mouth just... because it's really good.
Peter
And you'll just hear
takes
her
out-
sigh,
Peter
and then she
takes
kind
out
of just
a pillow
flops.
that you probably have in your bag and puts the pillow under your head and starts walking away.
You know her so well.
Okay, Bruce, as you are looking at the orb here, roll me a mind check. We'll give it a difficulty
Yeah.
of a D8.
Ooh. None of this. Would notice help here or no?
Yeah, I think so. Is
Okay.
that your specific or general?
General.
Okay, so that's going to be
General
a plus
skill,
1 to your success range.
Okay, so I have to roll under a 4 and a 4
Noir.
under.
Acting.
Okay, I succeed. I made it.
Okay, you made it. Fantastic. You see that the orb is naturally beginning to heal itself. You notice that with the lobster defeated, the darkness is beginning to fade from the room, and you feel like you don't really have to do anything. You do see Evan is just like covered in residual discordance goo.
I take it open and smash it. No.
That you're gonna smash open the very rare and difficult orb to like that soaks up discordance and protects the school full of lesbians
villain,
ages 5
secretly.
to 11. What?
Think of a lesbian.
Living with the lesbians.
Age 5 to 11.
Yeah, age 5 to 11.
Only because of the lesbians age 5 to 11, I won't do it.
Okay.
And
And the goys
the goys, yeah.
and the bicennials.
Honestly, I was a villain, but I've become. I kind of love this place now, so I turned a new. No, I'll go. I'll go help. I'll go help Evan, as I think I grab the EpiPen, stab it into him, and then afterwards I'll I'll just for the fun of it, I'll just go to the next level of discordance because I think it's cool. And,
Yeah.
and I just want to be like, again, it's just like, imagine just an unnervingly wide grin with just all sharp, tearing teeth and just very bright, glowing eyes that seem to change color. Not just like full color, but it's almost like from the center outwards, it keeps changing. So it goes from like red, blue, green, just over and over again, just staring down at Evan as he wakes up.
Okay, so
Slightly translucent.
So what happens here is Vold and Evan, you wake up at roughly the same time, and as you're opening your eyes, you first see the sky. You see all around you that the darkness has faded, and instead there's this beautiful deep cerulean and navy ombre effect on the sky here. You see like pure clean clouds slowly drifting across, and you see all around you this room that you seem to have been transported in, this platform. You see just miles and miles in every direction there's this crystal clear water that is cool and refreshing just surrounding you, and there are beds of flowers beginning to slowly spring and rise up, and you feel plush grass underneath you. So it's a very lovely thing to wake up to. And Evan, you begin to like slowly pan your eyes down, and then you see Bruce.
Just the creepiest. And it's like his mouth unhinges as if it's gonna like bite down on him, and then just shy of his face goes, "Morning."
Evan screaming, "Shh! The flowers just got up. Be nice."
Vold is hearing all of this, and as she's rolling over from this pillow that you placed on her, she rolls into some of the flowers, and remember what she said earlier. She has allergies. And you just hear over and over and over again as she just now has this sequence of sneezes and is sitting up and just sneezing over and over again. And so she'll take her sleeve and cover her nose. That's the worst sleep.
You weren't sleeping. That's you. All right. Are we all ready to go home?
Is that cool?
You're pretty cool.
Okay. You guys, you'll tell everybody else like about the stuff, right?
I will sing your stories.
All right.
We'll talk about how we all did something cool this time, maybe.
Oh yeah,
No,
yeah.
in bed. Vold gets up and she's kind of walking off.
Peter, Venus, let's go. I start walking.
Bruce is gonna follow. Just still translucent, almost like not really touching the ground, just kind of like gliding along it. Still with the very unnerving smile on his face.
I think, yeah, I'm gonna go see Sasha later.
Okay. So we'll cut forward here, and as we do, we see the New Life Festival in full swing. You see that there are throngs of people in all areas, and as you return, there's a cheer that erupts over the various people here. People are clinking glasses, some full of tea, some full of beer. You see children running around in merriment, and you see that flowers are beginning to bloom all around you, and trees are beginning to slowly become lush and green with life. And I'll give everyone a closing scene. Evan will do yours last. Bruce, what do you imagine you would do in the aftermath of being heralded as a hero of Inestra Magical Academy for this year?
I think being heralded as a hero places me perfectly in the trustworthy position, which I will use to my advantage and just cause the most trouble I physically can by giving like false accounts of what happened, of even just entirely separate situations, just to watch the dominoes fall and kind of laugh from my little tower as I see it all happen.
Let's do a mind check here to kind of montage this.
Let's see how.
Do you have
good
any
I'll be
skills
at
that could
this.
apply?
I mean, deception is my specific skill.
Okay.
Um,
So you get to roll twice.
Can I double up on like general and specific on a roll, or is it just you choose either general or specific?
I'll say you can double up.
Okay. I got charismatic as a general skill.
Uh-huh.
Would that help here?
Yes.
Okay. And I'm going to use discordance. Human discordance to increase my success range by 1.
Damn, okay. So
I need to
your
roll
success-
a 5 or under.
Yeah, your success range is +2 and you get to roll 2 times.
Yes. Okay, what do I need to roll for this?
This is a mind. It's
Um,
going to be, let's say D8.
D8. I succeed.
Okay,
I rolled a 3.
roll me a D10. Let's see if it crits.
Come on, please crit. No, it's a 2.
Okay. You find that your efforts are quite successful. You find that you are given an apprenticeship underneath the polycule. So
Oh.
perhaps you are on the path to one day becoming a part of the polycule.
I don't mind being under the polycule. Yeah, cool.
Sweet. All right, Vold. What do we see as Vold is heralded as a hero?
You don't see her quite react to everything. It's just yeah, it's fine. And she kind of walks away from all of the celebration and the merriment. And she would go into her own like dorm room, and she has this little apothecary set up as she's got like herbs and things in drawers, and she's mixing things all together so that she can place like a vapor rub on her chest and on her upper lip and just allergies. And she's just trying to take care of herself. And then eventually, after all of that, she would take just a nice warm bath, relax, and then get into some comfy jammies. Probably a traditional, like really old looking, like nightgown that also just very much drags on the floor. And in a nightcap, absolutely. That's very big. And she gets in bed and just rolls over and pulls the blanket over her, and she just goes to sleep. She's tired.
I think you have a wonderful rest of sleep here, and the next day you wake up and there's a courier outside, and they go like, yeah, man, like, I don't know who left this here, but it's got your name on it, so here you go. And you are handed a basket, and there's a letter, and the letter is written in crayon, and it's very clearly from the lesbians that you saved, and they said, thank you so much for saving us. Here are some of our favorite toys. And you
She
see
would
there's
take it.
there's like a little dinosaur that like there's a button on the top, and when you hit it, the eyes light up and the mouth opens. It goes like, "Rah!" And then there's like a little cat plushie. And then the last one is really unusual. It looks like some kind of furry creature with like a beak, and it's got these big eyes, but for some reason this lesbian must be like planning on becoming a necromancer or something, because it's got some strange appendages like coming out of it that just don't quite fit. But there's just something really charming, something very unique about this particular.
I like this. She takes it all back into her dorm and sets them up on her dresser. And as she's just playing with the arms and everything and looking at how beautiful it is, she'll just say to herself, gosh, I love the lesbians.
Fantastic. Ivy, what epilogue would you like for your story?
It's funny you mentioned Bruce and the Polycule, because I think I was also heading that way. I do not remember their names whatsoever. My mind is a sieve. But the one that talked to us, The one that like sent us to go get the orb and stuff.
Yes, that is Sylvia Dream, she, they.
I go to Sylvia Dream Chide. And I just walk up. Do you like apples?
I do, actually. My favorite are the Honeycrisp.
And I take a Honeycrisp apple out of like my bag. Do you know what grows great with apples?
Honey?
Yes, but peaches.
Oh. I do love peaches.
You know, I have a fine selection I've grown myself. If you'd like to come see them sometime.
Oh, I would love to.
And I give her one rose. I give her the look.
Oh, do you grow roses too?
You know, you should just come see the greenhouse. Come with me.
You see, as they walk, they're like all hips and like, because they're a freaking witch, they're like floating, right? Like, definitely, like you see their the dress kind of trail on the ground behind them, and they begin to follow you to the greenhouse. Evan,
Yeah.
what would you like your epilogue to be?
I think Evan finds Sasha, and just before they go to have that conversation, they're gonna summon Fred again real quick.
Ooh,
Just for a quick pep talk.
Let's set the scene. All right, so you see that there is an oak tree. It has just like within a couple of hours, just boom. It looks like, you know, a huge head of broccoli. There are just like oak leaves, just completely in full bloom. It is just spreading wide. The boughs of the tree are limitless, and you see that there is a wooden bench underneath, one of those like picnic tables where it's like the table and the attached benches, and you see Sasha sitting on the table with their feet on the bench part, right? And they're kind of leaning forward, their elbows on their knees, and they're actively reading the poem.
What do you think, Fred? Should I go? Should I try to run away forever and change my name? I can use magic to change my name. I could die. I'm a necromancer. Like, I could just summon myself, right? Like, what's the move here, man? Just go? Okay. All right. I'm just gonna go. Good talk. And Evan straightens up, goes to the bench, and sits. And
So, are you sitting like on the bench part, or are you joining on the table?
if they're on the table, he's on the table too.
Okay, you see that as you're getting closer, Sasha is staring intently at this piece of paper that you wrote a poem on, and they look very serious. They look like they're in deep thought. And as you sit down, they go, "Ah! Oh,
Yep.
Hey,
Yep. Hi.
hi. How'd it go? Oh, everyone's talking about it. I know how it went. I don't know why I asked you that. I heard it went well.
I went into epileptic shock.
Oh.
I cracked a lobster over my head, and I'm severely allergic to shellfish. Look, I've got about 45 seconds of courage in me, so I'm just gonna let it rip. And
wait, what are you ripping?
Metaphorical rip. Nothing like really or actually is ripping. But with my luck,
I think like as you say, as they go like, wait, what are you gonna rip? Right? They're like holding this paper, and like they're just like, they're not even doing it on purpose, but they're like just muscles are just bulging. They're super ripped, right? It's
oh
just
my god, so hot. All right.
Oh.
All right.
Yeah?
I've got 45 seconds of bravery, so here it goes.
Okay.
I am not good at a lot of things. You've got the poem there. I am not a poet. I am not exactly charming or whatever. Really, the only thing that I've ever really been good at in my life is necromancy. It's comfortable, it's safe, it's something that I really like doing, and I don't know that I would be a good partner, but I know that I really want to try and learn to get good at it. So
Evan,
yeah.
as you look up, you see that they gently fold the paper and they kind of sit up and they're leaning a little closer towards you. They smell like chalk and sandalwood and
So hot.
like cookies. They obviously bake. There's like a really charming little smudge of flour on their cheek. They go, Evan, I'll have to admit, I saw this coming.
Yeah, I'm also not good at deception, or not deception. I wasn't trying to deceive you. I was trying to be
Deception?
subtle.
Oh, I think I understand what you mean. Hey Evan,
Yeah.
is it okay if I kiss you on the cheek?
Yes, that would be fantastic.
Okay.
And I will
I'm-
respond normally.
I'm gonna kiss you on the cheek right now, okay?
Okay, I will
All
be
right.
kissed on the cheek. Here we go.
All right, okay.
Okay.
And they lean in and just peck you right on the cheek.
I think the wings pop out with like a thumbs up.
Whoa! Oh!
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry.
And then you see Sasha kind of lean back, and they also give you a double thumbs up.
There's two more.
And I think that's a really sweet place to end this session.
Oh my god.
I did it,
Evan,
everybody.
man.
We slept. We deceived into leadership powers. We slutted ourselves out. We did it.
Let's go.
Woo!
Let's go,
Oh,
lesbians.
Let's
Let's
go,
go,
lesbians! Yes!
You know, the really sad thing is Evan has 10 times more game than I do.
Not
Even
10.
worse.
Oh my gosh.
You just
That's
gotta
wild
grow
because
back
10 times
hands.
0 is still 0.
I
Damn.
need those back. That's all I'm missing.
You are so hateful for that.
Damn, Jack. Thank you so much, everyone, for being here. Thank you so much for everyone that's been supporting the stream, that's been supporting the Kickstarter. If you have not already, please check out the Kickstarter. We'll have the link here in a second in the chat. The Kickstarter is currently at $28,683. The Kickstarter made the goal within 3 hours on the first day. Today's day 2. Please check it out. 657 backers. That is not an insignificant number. That is freaking amazing. Thank you so much, everyone that has poured all of their heart and all of their passion into this project. And for all of you, yes. Please click that link there, and please follow all the witches. You can get all the updates on the Kickstarter and what to expect there as well. This has been an absolutely wonderful one-shot, and I just want to thank my cast members for being here and sharing this moment with me.
Thanks for picking us.
Yeah, of course. Thank you. We're gonna go around here and do some outros. Please tell me who you are, where we can find you, and what your favorite part of the session was. We'll start with Drac.
Yeah, hi. I'm Drac or Draconics. You can find me on Twitter at Draconics. That's DRAKONIQUES. I'm in a bunch of things, and honestly, I can't remember any of them. Just follow me on Twitter. I'll probably tweet about it at some point. But my favorite thing, oh god, everything was so good. I love Evan. Evan is so funny to me. I love Evan and how just awful he was. That he had no grizz at all. I just found it. I was very, But very amusing that Bold and I feel like we played very different versions of asexuals. But I was like, I'm here to I'm not interested. I just want to cause chaos. I know Evan likes this person. I want to just make that horrible for him. And Bold was like, I don't care. I'm leaving. So those are my favorite bits.
Thank you. Yes, it was very clear that Bruce woke up and chose violence. I think nobody questioned that. Thank you so much. Thank you. We'll head on over to Sam.
Yes, I am Sam. You can find me on all social medias at justsam, JUSTSEUM, or on Twitch at Sam, SEUM. I'm also in a lot of different things right now, as well as got some stuff coming up, which is exciting. But I guess the thing that's our most forefront are my D&D podcast. It's called Forgotten Paths. It's an amnesia campaign, and we just wrapped our 3rd and final season, but there's still 3 more weeks of the episodes coming out. So it's on all your podcasting platforms. Or I'm in Meteorian Core on Captain Robert's stream on Thursday evenings at 3 p.m. PT. And I'm super grateful about this. I am just thrilled that I got to play, so thank you. I really appreciate it. And my favorite thing, obviously integrating my ladies.
I got you.
These are my ladies. Honestly, a princess I love. So thank you for taking that little bit. Appreciate it.
You're welcome. Thank you for being here. We'll hop on over to Austin.
What's up, everybody? Hi, my name is Austin. Pronouns are he, they, she. You can find me over on Twitter, TikTok, and Hive at Sailor Scott Austin. That's at Sailor SCT Austin, because you can't spell out Scout. It's too long. All social medias have decided that for me, but what can you do? I guess the biggest... I'm in All the Witches. I wrote for All the Witches. I was one of the setting narrative writers. Check out the Land of Tane. After you get your hands on the game, after you back the game, and then you get your hands on the game once the game is ready to be delivered to you in a time. What else did you ask me? I'm saying, it's midnight for me. What else did you ask me?
What was your favorite part?
My favorite part was you going along with my fruit bit. Thank you for letting me sort my character out with fruit.
Yes, absolutely. Thank you for being here. And Noir!
Hey. Okay, I remember all the questions that were asked. Hi, I'm Noir. You can find me all over the internet as the Noir Enigma. That's Twitter, Twitch, YouTube, TikTok, and Instagram. Check out my merch shop. We got new stuff there. I'm poor. Help me out. As for my favorite part, wait, did I miss something?
No, sorry.
Okay.
I was thinking like, do it. Buy the thing. Help
I appreciate
us.
it. I'm so sorry. I'm easily distracted.
You're good.
My favorite things was everybody's characters. Look, listen. One of my favorite wrestlers is Orange Cassidy, who wrestles sloth style, and Volt was that perfectly. Like, we get into a zombie fight, they're just like, I'm gonna walk to the store. It was so perfect. And I love how like sharp Ivy was. Like, every time, why would you put a kill switch in like that? Just the way you delivered that was so much fun. And of course, Bruce was just shenanigans from the get. I think the most insulting thing Bruce did to Evan was he only tried to sabotage Evan once, because I think after that first time he realized he didn't need the help. Like, so
100%. It's like, this is not fun because you're doing it for me.
Just like, my man's got it.
I would just let this ship sink naturally. I don't have to. So yeah, that's me.
Excellent. Thank you so much. Yeah.
One last thing. You're GMing. This is amazing. Thank you so much. You were incredible.
Thank you.
100% agreed.
Oh, Oh, thank you so much. Hi everybody, I'm Stella Luna. If you're watching this, you're either watching this from twitch.tv Stella Luna or on YouTube. Free way that you can support our channel is giving us a follow. That way you get notifications for when we go live and notifications for when we do more stuff like this. I am a TTRPG producer and performer. I do all this kind of stuff. And so if you're interested in all of that, that's the kind of thing that I do. Most of my information will be found on my Twitter at twitter.com/StellaLunaTV. Yes. My favorite part, oh man. I just love the energy that everyone came in with. Like, the characters are so diverse, they're so unique, and I would absolutely love a beach episode with all of these characters. It would be so funny. Make that
Emma, can we get a beach?
Make it a stretch goal.
Get a beach episode. Emma, can we get a beach episode?
Emma, please.
I know
I'm begging you. Let's make it happen.
I know you're in chat. I'm just
It's our
saying.
anime
whatever
beach
you want.
episode. Vold needs to sleep on the beach and get sunburned.
Yes. Thank you so much. That's gonna be it for us. Please check out the Kickstarter. Please check out all these wonderful castmates. I want to say thank you again to everyone here for being a part of this. And yeah, lots of love. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day, and thank you for spending your time with us with this project. Have a wonderful night, and goodbye. Bye, everybody.
Goodbye.
Bye.